3, Donnie Berry, the senior. It'll be at center, number 50, Dax Pretty, the junior. At right guard, number 63, Glendon Barnes, the junior there. And at right tackle, number 55, Camden Cardwell, a junior there. And then we're going to look at the receivers here. You got number 20, Mason Gonzalez, a senior. Number 15, Cole Riggs, a junior there. And then at their tight end spot, Cole Malinsky, number 89, a senior. And then their A-backs and different backs they've got it labeled there. We'll go with number 4, Dakota Warrior there, the senior, what you call the left A-back. On the right A-back spot, you'd have number 8, Caden Hendren, a senior. And then the B-back, so behind the quarterback here, number 16, senior Brock Ditar. And then also you'll see Bo Phelps, who's a senior, and Joey Mars, a senior as well. And then at quarterback, finally, you got number 1, senior Levi Davis there, and that's the offense for the Piedmont Wildcats. And then defensively here along the defensive line, what they call their hammer position, it'll be number 89 again, Cole Malinsky, the senior. At the nail, they call it number 66, Riley Waitscox, senior there. At the spike, James McGuire, a junior, number 44. And at the anchor, number 6, Cameron West, a senior. Along the linebacker spots, at what they call the Viper, it would be Caden Hendren, number 8, the senior. At the wheel, it would be number 14, Joey Mars, the senior. Then at the Sam, it will be number 12, Dawson Meter, the junior there. And then along the defensive backfield here, you got your corners, Johnny Jones, number 11, a junior there. And then number 5, Brooks Whiteman, the senior right there. And then at their bandit spot, they call it number 4, Dakota Warrior, the senior. And then finally at free safety, number 22, the youngest starter for him, sophomore Jacob Aglin. That's the Piedmont Wildcats defense.
And the starting turn myself on, Brock. And the starting lineups for the Boomers tonight, offensively, the quarterback, the sophomore, number 3, Sam Cheap. The running back, the junior, number 30, the Nash Hunter. Wide receiver, number 1, sophomore Taylor Laird. The other wide receiver, number 9, Mark Pinker, the senior. The H receiver, number 33, senior Aaron Friday. Z receiver, number 5, the senior Max Cheap. Left tackle is not going to be Kenyon Lanham, unfortunately, tonight. It's going to be Hunter Harrison, the sophomore. He'll be number 58. And then left guard, number 67, 6'2", junior, Damian Chavez. Center will be the senior, number 62, Dawson Whitewater. Right guard, senior, number 79, Landon Phillips. And the right tackle, number 57, the senior, Zane Zamarco. On defense, defensive end will be the senior, Zane Zamarco. Nose guard, number 42, the sophomore, Ethan Matt. Defensive tackle will be the 58, number 58, sophomore, Hunter Harrison. Let's see here. The star linebacker, number 21, will be the senior, Jarek Thomas. He gets a start at star. Middle linebacker, or the Mike linebacker, number 30, junior Nash Hunter. The Will linebacker, 16, junior Wyatt Pope. Quarterbacks, Aaron Friday and Parker Smits. 23 is Parker Smits, the junior. Strong safety, Taylor Laird, number 1, the sophomore. Free safety, senior, number 5, Max Cheap. And the nickel, number 14, junior Paul Sullivan. And that is their starting lineups tonight in the district in 5A2. Of course, you got Piedmont here taking on the Boomers. Number 1, Carl Alberts on the road. They'll go to Lawton to take on the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles. Bishop McGinnis will take the long drive up to Guyman to take on the Tigers. That's a long drive in Texas County. And then your Blue Jays got picked up the Jones Longhorns tonight. They will go to Jones in a non-district battle.
Weird matchup there for sure.
Yes. And don't sleep on Jones. I know they're 2A and it's 5A, but that's going to be a good ball game.
You want to talk about a program that puts out talent that's in the lower classes. Jones has got to be at the top of that list.
Yeah, of course, they're right outside the metro area, so they get some really good blue-chip athletes. Their quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks in the state. He's getting tons of D1 offers, I think. So, anyways, last week's scores, Colorado defeated Woodward 56-7. McGinnis on top of Guthrie 41-14. And Piedmont and Lawton Eisenhower game was canceled last week. So that's the starting lineups. We're going to take our last break. We'll come back with the keys to the game, the opening kickoff between your Boomers hosting the Piedmont Wildcats at Boomer Stadium. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs
and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner?
Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity,
not to make friends, but just to get something to eat?
Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Boomer Stadium. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs, getting you set for the ball game between your Boomers and the Wildcats. Boomers won the toss. They deferred, so they will be kicking. Piedmont's going to receive on the west end, excuse me. Is that right? Is that west? That's not west. That's north. That's northwest. We'll say northwest. Anyways, they're going to receive me on the left to your right on your radio dial. But want to go ahead and thank our sponsors before we get to the keys to the game. We haven't done that yet. AAA Insurance, Design Realty, Bentech Insurance, Dairy Queen, Diesel Dynamics, Harper Sanitation is also the sponsor of the ball game tonight for the regular season finale. High Plains Technology Center, High Plains Tire, K&S Tire, Wilson's Country Grill. We thank you all for your sponsorship. Tonight, the Oklahoman picks Piedmont 42-14. What do you make of that?
With us having the shortened roster, if you will, tonight, to be honest, I thought we would come in and make it a closer game than that 40-20 matchup last year, just seeing, Piedmont on film and whatnot. With the shortened roster now and, knowing who's out and whatnot, it's
that
awesome,
pick was before the roster was shortened.
Right, yeah. Although I don't think even full strength that it'd be 42-14. I think it'll be a tight contest. Piedmont definitely has some weaknesses within their defense, especially. Carl Albert exposed that big time in their matchup. Despite Piedmont really keeping them close up until the third quarter, that was mainly because Piedmont was extending drives and taking the time off the clock, like you had mentioned a little bit earlier, how you could really limit your drives. But as soon as Carl Albert started getting some stops, that Piedmont defense had some big holes.
Another thing I watched on film, and I don't know if you caught this, but the quarterback this year, Levi Davis, he has a tendency to make some bad pitches in this misdirection flexible offense, and that's key. If the Boomers can get some turnovers tonight, boy, that's going to be in our favor for once this year. Right. We've had turnover problems in most of our losses, our 6 losses. But let's go over some of the other keys tonight to the ballgame.
Well, I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I'd say the biggest key is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. You've got to play assignment football. This Piedmont team, when they run that flex zone, it is a well-oiled machine. We saw that last year. Instantly had them just cooking. And with that free snap, you have to make sure you know who you got, especially when it comes to these dives and when it gets pulled out. The sooner you can identify that as soon as the ball is snapped and know where that ball is going, that's huge, because I think really, truly, after watching going back and watching the Woodward Carl Albert game, I can see what Coach Lucha was talking about, where there were some great things that this Boomer defense did in that game, especially early on. They found a way to, string out some runs and, play well in the secondary for the most part. But you also see some of the miscommunications and just a little bit of the misassignments against top teams like this can absolutely kill you.
I'll add some more to the list here. Get the wagon rolling. We got to run the ball tonight. We couldn't run the ball last week to save our lives, but it was against upper tier level. I get that, but we're going to have to run the ball to set up the pass, capitalize on your offensive possessions. You're not going to get many with this offense. If you can't keep them off the field, you're going to have to capitalize, put the ball in the end zone. We talked about that. Gang tackling, going to have sure tackling tonight. They're big, strong B-backs and A-backs and whatever else you want to call them in this misdirection offense. Don't give up the big plays. Limit penalties, which we did pretty good last week, and no turnovers. We had some turnovers last week. And play with energy and believe, despite the numbers, that you got dressed out tonight.
Absolutely. The good thing is for Coach Lucha and staff, you can say, hey, guys, we're getting our shot at the playoffs no matter what, right?
Right.
But the difference is, do you want to play a home playoff game? That's something that has not happened here in Woodward in a long time, right? So say, hey, let's get out there, let's go win this one, and give our fans the chance to support us in the playoffs at home. That'd be huge. And I think really that emotion is what you're talking about in terms of what they're going to have to carry.
Daniel Pinker to set to kick off from his own 40. He'll be kicking from the right to your left in your radio dial. Back to receive is Caden Hendren and Johnny Jones for the Wildcats.
Yeah, watch Caden Hendren here, folks. He is a strong back at 6'3", 195 pounds.
There's the whistle into play. He approaches the kick and puts a boot into it. We're underway. It's going to be a line drive kick, going to be taken. Hendren's going to let it go into the end zone on the bounce, and Piedmont will take over and start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Another absolute wizard kick there by Mr. Pinker, just kind of faking out Caden Hendren. I bet you hadn't seen that a lot this year.
So the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. First possession of the ball game against this Boomer defense. Levi Davis brings out the troops to the line of scrimmage. This flexbone offense got a receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Two backs on either side of the line of scrimmage, a very tight formation, and the B-back is Brock Ditar. Davis under center. And he's going to check in over to the line of, the sideline for the play. They're going to check at the line of scrimmage. Davis under center. Back goes in motion, gives this ball up the middle. He's got a room, 30, 35, 40. That's Dieter, 45, 50, still going. He's going to finally be wrestled down at the Woodward 45-yard line, and that was not Dieter. That was Mars, yeah. Joey Mars. And he comes into tonight's action, 36 carries, 242 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And they threw him in, and I didn't know he was starting, but he gets a big gainer out to the Woodward 45.
Well, and that's the crazy thing about Piedmont, especially this year. They are a lot more multiple with their backs. I mean, we're talking folks at least 5, and sometimes you might see a 6-back come into the ball game and get carries. So it's hard to guard that way.
35-yard play to start the ball game for the Wildcats. Receiver to the far side, one to the near side, one back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to Mars again up the middle. This time he gets maybe 2 yards, and he's stopped right there, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
And there you go. Right there you see it by the Boomer defense, identifying that dive very quickly that time and plugging it up. You've got to do that all night long.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats at the Boomer 43-yard line. Just underway, 11:02 and counting in the first quarter. No score. Piedmont on their first drive of the ball game. They break the huddle. Receiver goes to the far side, one to the near. Got the 2 B-backs on either side of the line of scrimmage with Joey Mars behind, Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. Davis gets the snap. He's going to he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be swarmed by a host of Boomers. The wagon just fell on top of him for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, great job right there by the Boomer linebacking core, all just firing in and finding a way to plug that up really quick. And that's interesting, Brock, because Davis, he is not a guy that typically throughout the years really kept the ball. He's very much get rid of that thing, and you were talking about making maybe some poor decisions.
4-yard loss, 3rd down and 12 for the Wildcats. Back at the Boomer 48-yard line. One receiver to the far side, one to the near, one back set. And then you have those 2 B-backs on the either side of the line of scrimmage. Davis under center again. 3rd down and long. We had this last week against Carl Albert. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to pitch it over here on the right side. Gets a block, and he gets across the 40-yard line, and he's going to be drugged down there about the 37-yard line. And on the carry was Joey Mars. They're going to be about 2 yards short. 4th down and 2 for the Cats.
Yeah, right there. You got to watch it. We talk about stringing it out. And the one thing that you could give credit for Davis for is that when he does pitch it, he has a very solid pitching motion. He could kind of wait on it till the last second, and you saw that right there, and he dumped it off and let the big gain go.
But he, like I said, he will also pitch it to nobody.
Right.
So 4th down and 2, Wildcats going for it at the Boomer 37-yard line. 2 receivers bunched over there on the far side, one to the near side. Davis under center gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to the first man through. He's not going to get it. The Boomers are going to hold. It's going to be 1 yard short. 1st down, Boomers.
And how about the Bulldog himself, Ethan Mack, getting in there, getting that big stop. And he popped up real quick, and he's happy getting a big high five from Coach over there.
We just love Ethan. You know,
he brings
a couple
the fire,
games ago,
man.
I think you were still here. Yeah, actually, no, you weren't. He was at the sideline. He was jumping up and down just, because we were without Lanham, and somebody's got to have the energy. He was just –
oh, yeah.
And sometimes even Coach D and Coach Luchin are like, man, you got to calm him down. So, seriously. 1st down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 37-yard line. Trips to the far side, one to the near, one back set. That's Parker Schmitz gets the start tonight. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to step up, get around it. Now he's going to pass over here on the near side. It's incomplete off the hands, or too high for Taylon Laird, and that's saying something with Taylon Laird's height. But I talk about the maturation with Sam Cheap. He was under pressure. He stepped up the pocket, avoided the rusher, still got off a pretty decent pass.
Yeah, that was Ducati Warrior right there firing in from his bandit spot. Parker Smiths, unfortunately, didn't quite see it in time. That's why that pressure was there. But, yeah, Sam Cheap doing a great job of just stepping up, shrugging them off, and trying to deliver a good ball.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. That's Smiths again over here on the left shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass again. Has all the time in the world. Pumps. He's going to fire down the far side. Near side, it's incomplete off the hands of Max Cheap. Actually, Taylor Laird, and it was just a little too high. He was open. He had him open, but it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and that's a tight window to try to drop that one into. Laird was open, but there were also 2 Piedmont Wildcats not too far behind. So for Sam, he knew he couldn't really afford to throw it, too far in. He had to go to that sideline. And just a bit overthrown.
And credit the offensive line there. Gave him all the time in the world.
Absolutely.
To try to fit that pass in, but it's 3rd down and 10. Boomers break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. A 1 back set. That's Smiths. He's on the right shoulder now. Cheap in the shotgun. From their own 37, 3rd down and 10. Sam's got it. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking to pass. He's still looking. Still has it. He's going to pass. Is it caught over there by Mark Pickard?
Yes, sir.
I think Mark Pickard has it. It's going to be a big Boomer first down unless they say he juggled it.
I think they're going to say
he juggled it. It's going to be 4th down and 10. Boy, it was almost a great catch by Mark Pickard over there on the far side. It's going to be 4th down and 10.
Almost a great catch, and what a window for Sam Cheap to fit that one into. Really had to drop it in there. And give credit to Parker Smiths on that one. Immediately, Joey Mars was in the backfield. Smiths had to take a shot to make sure.
Coach Luchin is having a conversation with the linesman here about something that he didn't like on that play. And he's giving it all to him. We've got a sideline warning. Actually, no, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Yep.
Referee just made that call, and it's going to be 4th down and 10. So a little confusion there. Coach Luchin doesn't like what he saw on that play. Obviously, he's still barking.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough. We talk about not having instant replay in high school, and that's one of those situations where it'd be nice now any day.
Max Cheap puts a boot into it. So it's going to be short roller. It's going to roll past Caden Hinder, and he's going to pick it up back at the 15. Actually, 25. He's trying to get around the Boomers. Gets by 1. Now he gets by another one, and there's going to be a penalty flag back here. It's going to be blocking the back. He gets it all the way back to the 37-yard line. Good job by Hendren, but he got the help of a block in the back here, and that's going to bring it back. So 8:31 to go in the first quarter. No score. Boomers and Wildcats. This is Boomer football on Z92.
Your family looks up to you. Kinda like a hero. With the new Michelin X-Ice snow tires' long-lasting snow and ice performance and winter grip, you can truly be a hero for many winters to come. From October 1st through December 15th, get $70 off the purchase of 4 Michelin tires. They'll never know you don't have superpowers. When it comes to Michelin winter safety, trust the experts at High Plains Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or Michelin.ca for details.
And welcome back to Boomer Stadium. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, all the way back to their 20-yard line, looks like. Inside the 20, maybe.
Inside the 10.
Inside the 10. That is the 10. You're right. It's at the 9. So 1st down and 10 from the Piedmont 9. 2 receivers the far side. 1 back behind. Levi Davis under center. They look over for the new play. They've got it. Check play. I couldn't think of it. It's called a check, Brock. Levi Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the left. He's going to hand it off. That's Mars. Big hole. Across the 20, 25, still going 30, and he's wrestled down right at the 30-yard line. A big 1st down play. It's the same play we saw in the first play of the game.
And that's their go-to kind of start a drive, hit you with the dive. That's what they do. I mean, it's the first read every time there for Davis, and it's something that they block really well. All it takes is just a small hole opened up to really spring that play.
Actually, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. 2 receivers the far side, 1 back set, 2 B backs on either side of the line of scrimmage. Davis under center, and he backs out for the play from the sideline. Gets the check. Now gets the call in. 1st down and 10 from the Piedmont 29. Under center, he gets a snap. He's going to pitch it over there on the left side. Has the corner. Gets the 30, 35. Blockers in front of him and makes another man miss. 40, 45. Still dancing around. Still dancing. Finally gets caught and dropped right there at the 47-yard line. And I can't tell what that number was.
Ducati Warrior
Ducati Warrior on the left side.
And the one thing I'm seeing early, Brock, from this Boomer defense that unfortunately I don't like, little bit too much arm tackling going on. We talked
about that. That was a key.
Yeah, I mean, Caden Hendren and all those guys, all those backs, strong, stout backs that you have got to really wrap up.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 47. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back set. 2 B-backs on the either side of the line of scrimmage. Receiver goes in motion on the left side. Handoff goes to Mars. Big hole on the left side. Still going 40, 35, 30. And wrestled down and falls down on his own, basically, about the 27-yard line. Another first down for the Wildcats.
And just that dive right there, straight up the gut. I mean, once again, you got to identify it quick, and you've got to get to that hole and fill it.
7:05 to go first quarter, no score, but Piedmont is driving inside the Boomer 30-yard line to the 27. First down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Boomer 27-yard line. We'll get Dakota here in a minute. I know he's down there on the sideline waiting for his chance to chime in. 2 receivers the far side, 2 B-backs on either side of the line of scrimmage in the flex bone. 1 back set, Levi Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the left side. He's going to hand it off again. Big hole, Mars, 20, 15. Still going across the 10-yard line and falls forward right at the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Cats at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, just Piedmont early on really winning that battle on the offensive line.
Where are they ever?
And they've got size there, folks. And we were talking Donnie Berry, left guard, 6'4", 320 pounds. Barnes, the other guard, 6'4", 265. So a lot of meat to deal with there to try to prevent them from opening those holes.
They average 270 across the line of scrimmage. First down and goal from the 10. 2 receivers the far side, 1 back set, Levi Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the left side. Hand off again to Mars. This time they're going to stand him up. Actually, he still drives the legs.
Got
gets
a flag down
to the 6-yard line. Flag in the backfield. That's usually in the area of holding. So let's see what we got here.
I think it's going to be
another flag. A late flag, and it might be both flags on Piedmont.
Let's see what they call it here.
Yeah, Coach Hall is way out there. He's not happy about something over on the far side.
Hopefully the second flag isn't a dead ball personal foul, but it could very well be there too, so let's see.
Well, they're deliberating. We'll see what the call is. And they're pointing toward Piedmont. He's looking right at Coach Hall. The referee is. Our referee tonight, Bruce Troxell. So we still have no call yet. Here it comes. Well, we thought it was. and then he just did a beeline back to the other official. Probably making sure the number's right.
And this could be a big one right here, whichever way it goes.
Here finally comes the call.
Oh, it's
personal foul face mask on Woodward. But then there's going to be another dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wildcats. So they marked off the half the distance, then they took the penalty back for Piedmont, and they're going to mark the ball way back inside the 15 to the 17-yard line. So about a 7-yard penalty net.
So is what I'm seeing on that call, obviously a face mask by Woodward, but then it looks like they called on 73 Donnie Berry, so maybe a little bit of John, too much dead ball because of that face mask, and that's where they get the unsportsman.
So it's first down and goal from the 18 officially. 1 receiver to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Davis under center, 2 B-backs on both sides of the line of scrimmage in this flex bone. Now Davis gets under line of scrimmage again, under center. Receiver comes in motion to the right side, hand off to the first guy through. That's Mars, and he gets maybe to the 14. Give him about 3 yards on the play, I'm guessing, but do we have another? I thought we had another flag the way they were acting, but
Coach Hall's out on the field talking about him with something. He's not happy about something there.
So second and goal from the 16 officially. Receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 back set in that flex bone. Davis under center. Gets a snap. He's going to pitch it to the right side. He's got a blocker, makes one man miss. Nice tackle in space. And that was Max Cheap, or he was going to be into the end zone. And it's going to be third down and long goal for the Wildcats.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle there.
That was a touchdown saving
tackle. No
tackle.
doubt about it by Max Cheap. And on the carry, they were mentioning, maybe about 5 or 6 backs. Johnny Jones on the carry. So a guy that's not even listed in their first 5 backs. So I mean,
they do have some athletes. I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not saying they don't. We just are saying they're just not as potent as last year. We're seeing that right now.
Right. Well, and Coach Hall is willing to use anybody and everybody that could carry a football. There's no doubt.
Third down and goal from the 17. Actually, he lost a yard. Receiver to the far side, one to the near. Davis under center. He's going to be back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to get sacked. A host of Boomers put him on the ground back about the 22-yard line. Now it's going to be 4th and goal from the 22.
Excellent pressure right there. It's Hunter Harrison getting another big sack. He really, I think, enjoys playing that defensive line.
I told him tonight, I said, you got to get nasty, buddy. You got to get nasty. And he was ready to go.
No doubt.
Playing on both sides of the ball tonight, offense and defense, and it's going to be 4th and goal from the 22. Boy, if the Boomers can get a stop here, looks like they're going to try and go for a field goal, it looks like. Fancher is going to come out.
And I don't think this is in Fancher's range. Watch him in the Carl Albert game be a bit short on a 43-yarder.
This is about a 37-yarder?
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
From the 22, 37, 30, 39. We're going to say 39. He's got to cut it, too. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, and boy, he got it.
Ooh.
Oh, he didn't. He pushed it to the right, and it's no good. Boy, shut up myself.
He got the boot into it, got a nice clean boot, but just the accuracy waned as soon as he did.
And the Boomers hold, and that's another big hold. That's 2 holds the Boomers have gotten here in the first quarter. I guess you could say it's a bend but don't break. So, anyways, yeah, Boomers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line because the ball goes immediately to the 20 after a missed field goal in high school football. But 3:26 to go in first quarter. We still got another break I got to get in here before the quarter ends. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near side. We're going to get to Dakota here in a minute, too. 1 back set. That's Nash Hunter now over there on the right shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Piedmont jump. They did. There's a free 5 for the Boomers.
Good hard count by Mr. Cheap right there.
Hey, Dakota. Boomers have got 2 stops. What's that sideline like right now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go for it.
All right, well, that first play when they just blew through us on the first play, he started yelling, backers. So, I mean, he was trying to get the defense to,
Nope. Got cut out.
Got cut out there.
He was trying
There you go.
to something different, and it worked out. So, hopefully we see something from the better offense.
All right, thanks, Dakota. 1st and 5, Boomers get it. Hand off to Nash Hunter. Over there on the left or right side. He maybe moves forward for about a yard. Call it 2nd down and 4 upcoming for the Boomers.
Yeah, this is what you got to do. You know, we talk about extending drives, right? Making sure you finish your drives. And early downs, you've got to get some good, clean yardage, set yourself up for that 2nd and short, 3rd and short, whatever that may be. And that's how you kind of break a defense like this Piedmont defense.
Especially no gain on the play. 2nd down and 5 from the Boomer 25, 2:55 to go first quarter. No score between the Boomers and the Wildcats. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near side. Pistol formation now. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Behind him is Nash Hunter. Receiver comes in motion to the left. Gets a snap. He's going to pitch it here to Nash Hunter, trying to get a block. Cuts it back. Big boy rumbles across maybe to the 30, maybe gave him the 29. But a nice cutback lane because there was nothing doing on the pitch. But great vision there. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 2.
I think Coach Luchenbat had a heart attack as Nash took that one in one-handed. You know, a little bit of flair. It's Nash Hunter. That's what he does.
Yeah. So 3rd down and 2, call it a short 2, right at the 29-yard line. They break the huddle. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. That's Hunter. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Nash Hunter. Puts his head down. He's not going anywhere. He actually lost a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 3. Upcoming. Boy, Piedmont was all over that.
Yeah, they put Joey Mars up there on the defensive line, a couple of those linebackers, and just pretty much said, hey, if you're going to run it up the gut here, we're going to send more than you can handle. And unfortunately, that's what happened.
Max Cheap back to punt. He'll be punting to Caden Hendren. He stands about his midfield stripe. See if Max can get a good punt in here with the wind. Here's a snap. Max puts a boot into it. Boy, he gets a boomer. Goes way over Caden Hendren's head. It's going to roll inside the 15, the 10, and it's going to be down about the 4-yard line. What a punt by Max Cheap.
That's something he has really worked on this season, Brock. It's impressive to see the progression.
Go ahead.
The progression from the start of the season to now.
It's no score. Boomers in. Wildcats, 1:23 to go first quarter. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Real estate. Whether you are thinking about either buying or selling, you should definitely consider taking advantage of the services offered by Design Realty. We are located at 1915 Oklahoma Avenue, across from Sonic and can be reached at 256-7363. Design Realty, like the Boomers, strive for excellence. Doug Even and Gary Wise have years of experience and would be pleased to assist you in all your real estate matters.
Hey, welcome back to Boomer Football. We're back to action. Here's the handoff in the left side. Boy makes a spin move. 30, 35-40, 45-50. He's on the loose. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. And Caden Hindren's going to take it 96 yards for a touchdown around the right side, and Piedmont is on the board.
Yeah, Caden Hendren, folks, we warned in the pregame, probably their best looking back in terms of, athleticism, and sure enough.
This spin move he made down here at the 20 that sprung him was just, it was amazing. He left him in the phone booth. That's all you can say. 96 yards after a 56-yard punt by Max Cheap. Fancher in for the point after attempt with the 1:06 to go first quarter. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long. It splits the uprights, and it's good. With 1:06 to go, it's 7-0. That's easy. One play drive, 96-yard touchdown run by Caden Hendren. Point after attempt by Fancher was good, and that's all she wrote. And it's 7-0 Piedmont. Wow.
You know what's crazy, Brock? As good of a season Hendren had last year too. That's only his second rushing touchdown all season.
That's why when I saw the numbers, the offensive numbers, I was like, what's going on here? They've only played 6 games. That could be a factor because they had 2 games canceled due to COVID, whether it was them or the other team, we don't know. But that didn't look like that his stats that he's had so far. He just left everybody in the dust.
Oh, yeah. I think he's probably their fastest back, if you will, and we know with his size, he really is good about shaking those arm tackles and then showing that spin move. That's something we really hadn't seen from him.
That was impressive.
And, in this offense, you don't see some of those shifty moves as much, but sure enough, he busted it out.
Preston Fancher to kick off from his own 40-yard line, left to right in your radio dial. 7-0 Piedmont on top. A one-play drive after just a marvelous punt by Max Cheap that pinned him deep inside their 5-yard line, and they take it one play right down the near side sideline for a touchdown. Let's see if the Boomers can respond. Max Cheap to receive back inside his 10-yard line, about the 6-yard line. Preston Fancher getting ready to kick off. Waiting for the officials to get in the right spots. There's the whistle. Oh, we're going to have a kind of a pooch kick. Fancher's not going to kick it. It's going to be fair caught at the 30-yard line. Boomers will take over. A little bit of trickeration for the Wildcats.
Hey, last game of the regular season. Might as well pull out all the stops.
Don't go Dan Fouts on me from Waterboy. Can't hold back now.
I was getting there, but
I know you were getting. I knew exactly.
Yeah,
I had to get my movie quote in there.
Right.
I had to beat you this time. You beat me last time.
I stuck a few
3 weeks ago. Yeah, you stuck in a few. It was the wrong sport, but stuck in a few. First down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 30-yard line. Down 7-0. 1:06 to go first quarter. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. 1 back set. That's Parker Schmitz now over there on the right side of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Piedmont jumped again. That's a free 5 yards. Boy, the count. He's getting them with the count, partner.
Hey, nothing better than getting a free 5 yards on 1st and 10, right? I mean, it really opens up that playbook when you can start the drive 1st and 5 instead.
And I think who jumped was number 44. I think it was James McGuire over there on the left side, the spike they call it. So it's 1st down and 5. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Same formation. Cheap in the shotgun from their own 35. 1st and 5. Back to pass is Sam. He's looking. He's going to fire down the seam. It's intercepted. Tipped and intercepted. 40, 35, 30. Cuts back 25, 20. And he's dragging a tackler. Finally gets down inside the Boomer 20 to about the 17-yard line. And that was just a pass that was not there for Sam. He really tried to force that one in there.
Yeah, that was really covered up. I mean, a lot of Wildcats around that throw in terms of the area he's trying to fit it into. And just as McGuire had jumped and cost him 5 yards, he gets the big tip to keep that ball alive. Warrior grabs it and goes the other way. So tough break there. And one of the kind of the rare bad decisions I think we've seen from Sam Cheap in the back half of the season.
Do we have a flag on the play? The referees are – yeah, we do.
There is a flag back
there. We do have a flag back here. And I think it's going to come back, partner.
Be interesting to see.
Let's see. Personal foul on Woodward, though. It's not going to be on the Wildcats, so they're going to actually mark it inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal for the Wildcats from the 9.
Insult to injury right there. Unfortunate for the Boomers. And now really got to test your mettle here because you just gave up that 96-yard run. They're going to start with first and goal on this drive, so got to hopefully make a big stand.
So, yeah, this game was deadlocked at 0-0 about a minute ago, and Coach Luchin wants an explanation about something. But, yeah, this game has quickly turned on a dime, and you're looking at going down 14-0. You got to bow up here as a defense. You don't want to give up anything else. So they have it first and goal from the 9. Receiver way far out to the far side, and everybody else is joining the party. Right tight formation for the Wildcats in that flex bone. Going quickly, Levi Davis under center. Now he's going to look over to the sideline and get the call. That was interesting what he tried to do right there.
It's going to be a dive to Mars right here.
Oh yeah, you know it's coming. Davis under center. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Mars. He's going to wait for his blockers. Going to drive his legs to about the 5. It'll be second and goal from the 5.
Here's a probably even tougher part for the Boomers, Brock, is that this might be 4-down territory for Piedmont. Really wanted to try to punch this drive in. So might have to bow up an extra down here.
30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Piedmont leads 7-0, but they're knocking on the door for more. Second down and goal from the 5. They break the huddle. Very tight formation now. Overload on the right side. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. Now he stops in the backfield. That was hindering. 10 seconds. See if they get a snap off before the end of the quarter. They're going to have a timeout, I believe. Somebody called a timeout. Who called a timeout? We got a timeout.
Piedmont. Yep.
Piedmont. So, while we got a timeout, we've got our great sponsors, but we're getting ready to get into basketball in a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll get the basketball coaches on for a preview next week on the Coaches Show. But there's still plenty of room for you to be a sponsor, and I want to give you that opportunity to tell them how to do it.
Yeah, hit up 580-256-4101, and of course we are gearing up for Road to the Top as well. So if you're a business here that wants some exposure to the tri-state area in terms of playoffs, that's a big get right there. But no, for Boomer Sports, as you mentioned, still a lot of time to jump on for basketball season and finishing up football season here. Hit up that 580-256-4101. You could ask for Bonilla Gonzalez, our sales manager. You could ask for myself, and always welcoming more and more Woodward partners if they want that opportunity.
Second down and goal for Piedmont from the 5. 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tight formation for the Wildcats. Levi Davis under center. Mars behind him in that B-back position. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself. He takes it in the end zone for a touchdown to run the right side, does Levi Davis. 5-yard plunge, and it's RPO, and it's 13-0, Piedmont on top.
Davis uncharacteristically right there, holding that one on the goal line. It's just something you haven't seen him do, and it's tough because you got to prepare for it in practice, but when he rarely holds the ball himself, when he does do it, it's that much more effective.
And he made the right read because Mars was stood up at the line of scrimmage, so he made the right read. It's 13-0. Fancher in for their point after attempt with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, splits the uprights. It's good with 5 seconds to go in the quarter, and it's now 14-0. And boy, just like that, 96-yard touchdown run, and then you get an interception, and you're down 14-0 going to second quarter.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. Thankfully, though, still only a 2-possession game. You got 3 quarters to work with now. We talked about this Piedmont team is, downhill. They're going to come out firing, and sure enough, that's what we've seen. So you got to be able to take that punch and now give that big counter punch, right?
And we know Woodward has it in them. We've seen this offense when it's clicking, and we're gonna have to reply because like I said in the pregame, like we said in the pregame, you're only gonna get so many opportunities and possessions with this Piedmont team.
Yeah, especially if they get into the second quarter and they're able to stretch out a couple actual drives, which they did in the first quarter, but they also didn't have an opportunity to really drain as much clock probably as they would have liked. I mean, ideally, I bet you Coach Hall, if you asked him, would have liked to cap off that drive right there with about a minute or two into the second quarter as opposed to the first quarter.
So Fancher will kick off. We think he's going to kick off from his own 40. They did a little trickeration pooch kick last time. I think Mars was the one that actually kicked it last time. So Fancher's back to kick off. Max Chief to return. Fancher approaches the ball and puts a boot into it. It's a high short kick, going to be taken. Oh, it's in no man's land. Finally going to be taken by a Boomer over there on the far side. Gets across the 25 and then gets just nailed around the 27-yard line. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Boomers with 3 seconds to go, down 14-0.
Yeah, good read there by Taylor Laird to be able to see the bounce, fill that one cleanly, and make sure that you start out with possession of the ball in decent field position. Anytime you're past the 20 to start out, that's not bad.
The ground is so weird this time of year, and that is not an easy play to make over there.
No.
But it was done very nicely by Taylor. 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, 14-0. Boomers break the huddle. They'll have 3 receivers over here to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. That's Smits. Over here on the left shoulder of Sam in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to fire way down the near side. It's complete to Taylor Laird, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. But the Boomers have it first and 10, about the 38-yard line of the Wildcats when we return for the second quarter. This is Boomer football on Z92. Shoulder of Sam in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to fire way down the near side. It's complete to Taylor Laird, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. But the Boomers have it.
High school students can be workforce ready at graduation or earn college credit. Adults call to see if you qualify for the Next Step Scholarship or for one of the many other financial aid resources that are available. Call High Plains Tech for more information or check out all the career programs at www.hptc.edu. High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
It's a time of tremendous uncertainty for everyone, but some things haven't changed. Stomach cancer is still a leading cause of cancer death worldwide. More than 1 million people will be diagnosed this year alone, and it's vital to know your risks and learn ways to prevent it. It's also critical for cancer patients to protect themselves from all viruses. No Stomach for Cancer encourages you to listen to medical experts to understand your risks. Find out more about COVID-19 at cancer.gov and learn more about your risks for stomach cancer at nostomachforcancer.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Stadium. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs getting ready to start the second quarter, and a great way to start the second quarter. And we saw how there's some holes back in that defensive secondary on that last play of the second quarter, partner.
Yeah, well, the Boomers on the last couple of drives have been trying to get that over the top to Taylor Laird, and they've been attacking Brooks Whiteman right there, and finally they get one. And I will say credit to Mr. Whiteman because that was good coverage. I mean, he was on Taylor, but
a better pass.
Taylor great pass and a great catch by Taylor to focus in and reel that one in despite the tight coverage. So that's kind of that momentum burst you needed if you're the Boomers. You just talked about, being able to kind of fight back and survive the initial 14-0 punch. So at this point, you really need to finish this drive now.
Get a couple scores this quarter. You get the ball to start the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen. So first down and 10 for the Boomers as they start the second quarter at the Piedmont 38-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 1 back set. That's still Smits over here on the right shoulder of Sam in the shotgun. Now he's going to come out, empty set. He's going to swing it out to Parker down the right side, looking for a block. Gets one, across the 40, puts his head down, and gets across the 35, gets to the 33-yard line. A nice pickup by Parker, 5 yards, second down and 5 for the Boomers.
And how about Aaron Friday right there, doing the dirty work, getting that block you talked about, really getting low and making sure he won that battle.
They actually got it to the 33, so it's 5 yards on the play from the 38 to the 33. It says second and 6, but we're going to call it second and 5. They break the huddle. 1 receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side, actually 3 to the near side, 1 back set. That's Smits over again. Boy, Piedmont rustling around on the defensive side. They're confused like you wouldn't believe. Pope goes in motion to the left, gets a snap, handoff to Parker Smits, jukes and joints and goes back up the middle of the field for maybe 2 yards to the 32, 31 maybe. Brings up a third down and 4.
Yeah, Parker Smits found a good cutback lane there, Brock, but unfortunately James McGuire, the spike, if you would call it, for Piedmont, just gets a kind of a paw on his leg right there and drags him down.
Boy, just kind of chaos on the defense on that play for the Wildcats. They weren't really set up properly.
Well, it looks like they decided to flip their coverage there at the last minute, flip their front, and pretty much that's what happened. And just, kind of odd to do that so late in the play.
3rd down and 4, 3 receivers on the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Sam in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's going to pass on the slant. It's complete to Aaron Friday at the 20. He's trying to get her out of the grasp of a Piedmont Wildcat. He doesn't, but he gets the ball to the 18-yard line. First down, Boomers.
That was, they got to Jarek on that one.
Oh, that's Jarek Thomas.
Yep.
I saw 33, I swear.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's the black jerseys, the gold numbers. But how about Sam right there? Knew on the backside, he saw James McGuire come off the edge, untouched, planted his feet, and still made a heck of a throw right there.
And it's 1st down and 10 from the 18, the Piedmont 18 for the Boomers. 2 receivers to each side. 1 back set. That's Smits again over here on the right shoulder of Sam in the shotgun. From the Wildcat 18, Sam's back to pass. He's going to roll out to his right. Now he's going to call it. No, he's going to pass. He's got a receiver. It's caught. Mark Pinker dragging a tackler into the end zone. Touchdown, Boomers! Roll wagon, Mark Pinkard. 18-yard touchdown pass.
Great adjustment by Mark Pinkard. Saw the throw coming, realized that he had to come back for it just a little bit, and found a way to get back to it, and then the extra effort to stretch over that goal line.
And I don't know if that pass was intended for him. There was another receiver in the end zone, and if he was going for that receiver, that could have been picked off. But Mark Pinkard, Johnny on the spot, says, hey, I'm open over here. Hello. And he drags a tackler into the end zone. Mark Pinkard in for the point after attempt. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long. It splits the uprights, and it's good. With 9:43 to go before halftime, the Boomers on the board. It's 14-7 Piedmont. This is Boomer football on Z92.
What's undeniable control in winter? It's when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 1st to December 15th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in mail-in rebates. The experts at High Plains Tire know everything about BF Goodrich. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or bfgoodrich.ca for details.
9:43 to go in this second quarter. Boomers dent the scoreboard finally with a 14-7 deficit now to the Piedmont Wildcats. 18-yard touchdown pass from Sam Cheap to Mark Pinkard. Point after attempt was good. That drive was.
Officially, we're looking at 5 plays right there, and a nice 72-yard drive. And obviously, Taylor
just
Laird.
what the doctor needed.
Yeah, and the big play set it up by Taylor Laird, into that first quarter. He went about 2 minutes and about 24 seconds there. So good job by the Boomers. Big answer, like you're mentioning. And how about Mark Pinkard? I can't get over. Great adjustment to come back to that ball, seeing it was a bit short in traffic right there. Hauled it in, then the extra effort to stretch it.
Pinkard puts a boot into it. It's going to be a short, high pooch kick. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds, and Piedmont's going to have the ball at their own 35-yard line to start their drive. But I tell you what, I swear, if I can make a book with things that I say wrong, I think I can make $1 million because I've said some things the wrong way tonight. But anyways, it's 14-7. I can say that right. We're down by 7. Piedmont is going to get the ball at their own 35-yard line. So gave him pretty good field position. Let's see how the defense responds. Dakota down there after that offensive touchdown. Mark Pinkard stretching it to get that touchdown there, and the sideline just erupted. What are you hearing down there?
Well, I knew that the pass was.
Fortunately, it's cutting out on him.
Yeah, we're cutting out. We'll have to figure that out.
It wasn't intended for Mark Pinkard, but
that's what I thought.
It was a good pass.
And we're back to action. Piedmont has it 1st and 10 from their 35. Handoff on the right side. That's to Mars. Gets the corner. Gets the 40. Gets out of bounds about the 45-yard line. Actually, going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 43. So give him about 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 2.
Just that Piedmont, that first look for them, and really first down, that's where they've been hitting pretty big, is just coming out to start these drives, getting some big-time yardage. Boomers are going to have to figure out how to set the tone defensively in this game and really kind of bow up a bit more.
I know it's a bit to ask, but if you can figure out Mars and Hendren, you're going to make life a lot more difficult for the Wildcats, but they're really 2 good players. Receiver to the far side, actually 2 to the far side. Split backfield. Levi Davis under center is going to hand it off to the first guy through. Gets across the 45, then has the first down get him down about the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 47.
Looks like Datar there is one. Nope. They give it to Warrior. Excuse me.
That's Ducati.
Yeah, he was down right there, and they're really moving Ducati Warrior around. I mean, I've seen him split out. I've seen him be one of the kind of the wing spots. That time he was the fullback, if you will, hand down right there. So they're really moving him around.
I say Ducati, but it's Ducata. I was right. You were right the first time. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. I'll be quiet. From their own 47-yard line. Davis under center. Receiver comes in motion. He's going to hand it off to Mars. He's going to cut back up the middle of the field. Goes nowhere after he gained about 2 yards to the 49. Good job by the Boomers. 2nd down and 8.
That was Ethan Matt wrestling him down right there, looking like we were over at Crystal Beach Stadium in a rodeo trying to get him wrestled down.
I didn't see him put his hands up. 8 seconds.
I think he would have got it. It would have been a good time.
Actually, it's not 8 seconds. That's
the
time to
right. Yeah. But no, good job there by Ethan Matt for sure.
Get those legs and wrestling, tie them together, and
just
put your hands
pulls
up.
out the rope. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8 upcoming for the Wildcats. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. That's hindering. Hand off to Mars, and he gets up the middle. He trips his own self, I think, over his own guy. Got to the 46-yard line of Woodward. He's got about 2.5 yards short. 3rd down and about 2.5.
Couldn't tell if it was his own guy there that tripped him up or maybe a Nash Hunter that was kind of falling to the ground as well. So maybe a combination of both, definitely.
You don't say Nash Hunter can trip you up and make you fall down.
Right.
3rd down and 3, we're going to officially call it from the Boomer 46-yard line. Receiver to the far side, one to the near side, one back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. That's hindering. It's a handoff. And no, he's going to keep it himself. Davis has it around the right side. Ball's on the ground. It's going to be recovered by the Boomers, I believe.
It's going to be tight.
It is Boomer ball. And who is Johnny on the spot? That was Nash Hunter. He comes out of the pile and puts his big muscles up and goes, yeah, I got it. It's 1st down and 10 Boomers, and we saw that too. Davis is kind of careless with the ball, not only with his pitches, but he will put it on the ground, and he just did it right there.
Well, and just great job by the Boomer defense there to recognize that he's not a guy that likes to carry it a lot himself.
Right.
So when he does carry it, maybe his mechanics, we saw it there, is not going to be the best in terms of tucking that ball tight to his chest, and that's what allowed that strip and then eventually the recovery.
Their quarterback last year was a different story. He wanted to carry the ball.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the Boomers from their own 47. 3 receivers to the near side, one to the far side, one back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Piedmont showing blitz. Sam's back to pass. He's going to fire the slant over there on the far side. It's complete, and I believe that is to
Taylor
Laird. Yes, over there on the far
one,
side, right at the mid-stripe, maybe the 49. 2nd down and 3 upcoming for the Boomers.
Great job by Taylor Laird. A little bit of and it's tough for Sam because Taylor's so tall. It's hard to place it in his chest sometimes. That one was a little bit, kind of more towards the knees, but Taylor able to dig it out and make sure he secured that one.
7:09 to go before halftime. 14-7 Piedmont leads, but the Boomers are driving. 3 receivers to the near side, one to the far side. One back set, Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's going to roll out to his left, fire across his body. It's high and incomplete. Thank goodness it was incomplete because there was 2 Wildcats that could have been Oski on the back side, but it's going to bring 3rd down and 3 for the Boomers.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there because he had Jarek Thomas right there on the little out route. It was past the sticks by a good few yards. It would have been that 1st down. But Sam, unfortunately, just I think you tried to put a little bit too much mustard there trying to get it into Jarek and just let it float a bit.
And throw it across your body. It's hard to do, and the ball will sell on you if you're not careful. But it's a 3rd down and 3, harmless play, and see if the Boomers can pick it up right at their own 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, one back set. 3rd down and 3 for the Boomers from their own 49. Back to pass is Sam. He's under pressure at the backside. He's going to get nailed.
And there's a flag.
And there's a flag on the backside. It's probably going to be holding. The ball's on the ground, and I think Piedmont didn't recover. They did. And that's probably going to be holding on the Boomers, and that's going to stand, and Piedmont's going to have the ball.
Well, it's the 2nd time I've really seen tonight where Piedmont's overloaded that line and made it so when I say overload, we're talking The Boomers have 5 down linemen. Piedmont sending 6. That frees up a guy off the edge.
That Viper on the backside.
And Sam, unfortunately, had no chance to see that one coming on his backside and just couldn't get rid of it in time.
Here's the call. It is going to be holding on the Boomers. That's going to be declined. It's going to be another turnover by the Boomers, and it'll be taken by Piedmont at the Boomer 39-yard line. So not only that, you give them a short field.
Yeah, and for the defense here, the good news is you had made, that turnover on the last drive right there, so you got a little bit of confidence and swagger to work with, and hopefully that carries into getting a good stop here. 2
receivers on the far side, 1 to the near. The most receivers we've seen out there so far for the Wildcats. Davis under center. He's going to look over to the sideline now for a play. I think that's Mars behind.
Datar.
Or Datar. That's Datar. Davis now under center. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Datar over there on the right side. Gets across the 35-yard line. Falls forward close to the 30. Giving about the 32-yard line. That's a good pickup of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3.
It seems like it is nearly impossible to stop that dive on 1st down. I mean, it's such a quick hitter. Coach Derek Luchin, talked about that Wednesday of just they are 10 times faster than anything you could simulate in practice.
2 receivers go to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. That's Datar again. Davis under center. Now Davis gets the play from the sideline. He's back under center, calling out the signal. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it again to Datar over there on the right side. Puts his head down across the 30-yard line. Gets across the 30 to about the 28. That's another 1st down for the Wildcats.
Nothing pretty, but that's just what they're going to do.
It's nothing sexy.
Yeah, downhill, trying to bank that about 3, 4, maybe 5 yards a pop.
The best way I can describe this offense is Army. Army runs this kind of offense. They will. It's just fullback dives, and they will very rarely pass. So they got 2 receivers out to the far side, 1 to the near. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Boomer 28. Davis under center. Gets a snap. Going to pitch it to the right side. That's Datar over there on the right side. And cuts it back across the 25. Still fighting for yardage over there to the 24. And gave him 4 yards in the play. 2nd down and 6.
Well, actually changed it up a bit with Mars to change the
Mars.
pace. Yeah, they're really trying to attack us with that combo piece right there, and then you throw in Hendren on the back end and Warrior every once in a great while, and it's a headache to try to play against defensively.
So actually 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5. I think Mars is still back there. Yeah, it is. I can see the 1-4 now. 2 receivers to the near side. Davis under center, calling out the play once again. Mars behind Davis. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Mars up the middle of the field, and he's going to be fighting for yardage to the 22. Give him 2 yards. Going to be 3rd down and 3 upcoming for the Cats.
Wyatt Pope, Paul Sullivan right there on the handoff that time to plug it up a bit. And we got to see more of that, the Woodward linebackers just being able to really pinch down and close those gaps, because that's how you're going to stop that dive play.
3rd down and 3 upcoming for Piedmont. This is definitely 4-down territory for the Cats. Inside the 25 at the 22, they'll mark it. 1 receiver to the far side. 1 back is, I think that's Mars again. Pretty sure it is. Davis gets a snap. No, he's going to hand it off. He's got a lot of room on the right side. Across the 10, falling forward to about the 6-yard line. And that was another dude.
Yeah.
Freshman.
Trying to find that one there.
Can't see the number. Well, it's a freshman for the Cats, and he gets it to the 6-yard line, 1st and goal for Piedmont. I'll let you hunt for the numbers. You got better eyes than I do with this roster. Very, very tiny writing.
I'll get back to you on that.
1st down and goal at the 7. Receiver to the far side. 1 back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. He's going to hand it off on the right side. He's going to take it in. 6-yard touchdown run over there on the far side, and Piedmont's on the board 20-7. Boy, you had your chances, Bud, to get this tied, and then you turn it over again, and they get back on the board, and they're up by 13.
So this freshman is not listed on the roster. I believe they're saying it's Kennan Wood.
Kennan Wood, okay.
So if I'm hearing that correctly.
All right, so 7-yard touchdown run. I think Kennan Wood had that around the right side. Fancer coming in for the point after attempt to make it 21-7. You still have some time left, 3:24 to go before halftime. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, splits the uprights, and it's good. With 3:24 to go before halftime, the Boomers now trail 21-7. This is Boomer football on Z92.
If you're an owner or operator that has been put in the shop due to breakdowns, let Diesel Dynamics LLC get you out of the shop and back trucking. Diesel Dynamics LLC is a high-quality truck and rig engine repair shop that offers 24-hour service. At 38757 South County Road 200 in Woodward, they take care of all your repair needs. Give Tim a call at 580-334-0485 or the office at 580-254-2199. Go Boomers!
Hey, welcome back to Boomer Football. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs. Piedmont gets back on the board with a 7-yard touchdown run by freshman number 38, Cannon Wood. Point after 10 by Fancher was good. We're at 21-7, partner.
Yeah, and that's we talked about trying to get that stop, and when you give Piedmont the short field and really just kind of allow them to, do what they want to do and just go 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, they're going to will you down. That's unfortunately what we saw there.
21-7, Fancher getting ready to kick off to Max Cheap. The kickoff from zone 40, right to left on your radio dial. 3:24 to go before halftime. Approaches, puts a boot into it. It's a high it's a high booming kick. So it was going to be short, but man, it got some air under it and goes through the end zone. The Boomers will have it at their own 20.
Well, now you got another chance here with about 3:24. We talked about how the Boomers are going to get the ball back to start the half. So ideally, you want to kind of move into what they call the 4-minute offense here, punched in with 30 seconds or so before the half, and then start back with the ball.
39-yard drive. How many plays?
Wound up with 6 plays right there. Took about a good, 3 minutes and 21
39
seconds.
yards. Good grief.
Yeah.
The Boomers have it first and 10 from their own 20, down 21-7, 3:24 to go before halftime. Boomers need to get a score because they get the ball to start the third quarter. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far, 1 back set. That's Smits over there on the left shoulder of Sam Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to roll to his left, fire across his body. Has a man. It's complete. Oh, no, he dropped it over there on the far side.
They're saying he's out of bounds. It was tail and layered.
Yeah, he caught it and he was out of bounds. You're right. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
That's unfortunate because he was wide open right there. He could have turned that upfield for maybe stretching for a first down potentially. So
2nd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Boomers have it. Derek Thomas brings the play in. Mark Pinker comes out. They break the huddle. 1 receiver goes to the far side, 2 to the near. Actually, 3 to the near now. 1 back set. That's Smits over here on the right shoulder. Sam in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to fire. It's complete short to his brother, I believe, Max. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. I don't know if they gave him the 25. They maybe gave him the 24. They did. But it's going to be 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Not a bad little play right there. You hope, ideally, in that situation, you're able to stretch that to about 5 to 7 yards to set yourself up, with that 3rd and short range. But 3rd and 6, you can definitely still kind of open your playbook and find something here.
And that's the first pass to Max tonight? Piedmont's really kind of take him out of play.
I think it might actually.
I think it is his first catch.
I think it might be about the 2nd or 3rd attempted to him, but definitely the first complete. Yeah.
3rd down and 6 upcoming for the Boomers from their own 24-yard line. Coach Luchin wants to take a timeout. That's his first of the half, and we're going to keep it right here. 21-7 is the score right now, partner. And, boy, we've seen this a couple times this year where the Boomers had a chance to get it tied and you really get some momentum after that turnover, that fumble, and then they give it right back. And that's kind of been the season in a nutshell a little bit for the Boomers.
Yeah, that's we talked about with having the younger team. You're going to have that inconsistency, right? And it has improved, I think, throughout the season. But it's still a battle that you fight every week. I mean, it's part of the mental makeup of the game where, that comes down to kind of your fundamentals, your basics of just, understanding the game craft, if you will. And that can be tough to get over the hump of sometimes. But it's definitely been improved upon him. He was talking about Sam Cheap being able to kind of mature in the pocket and things of that nature over the season. And in a situation like this, though, you really got to put it all together finally, and that's the hope, right? To be able to do that going into playoffs. And the good news is, even if you lose tonight, obviously, you're going to have a chance to have a team that you could theoretically beat. I mean, it's not like you're going to get the number 1 seed of like an El Reno or somebody like that. I mean, Ardmore, if we wind up getting them and having to go there, they're not having a big-time season themselves, so
you like your chances when you get out of 5A2, don't you?
Right, yeah, exactly.
The people that we get to play in this district. So, anyways, back to play. 3rd down and 6 upcoming for the Boomers from their own 24-yard line out of the timeout called by Coach Luchin. We'll try to have him at halftime with Dakota. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Sam in the shotgun, gets a snap. He's back to pass again. He's looking, going to step up. He's going to call his own number, gets across the 30, has the first down, and that was just a great maturation play as Sam gets to the 33-yard line. First down, Boomers.
Piedmont really committed, obviously, to dropping a lot back in coverage right there. Good pocket by the Boomer offensive line to allow Sam to be able to just see that space in front of him and use it. And as you mentioned,
take
good
what the
eyes.
Defense gives you. Exactly.
Good eyes by Sam to be able to see that and get that first.
It's first down and 10 for the Boomers at their own 33-yard line. 3:06 to go as the clock stops as he ran out of bounds. So they break the huddle. 1 receiver will go to the far side. Actually, 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side, 1 back set. Sam Cheap in the shotgun once again. Parker Schmitz over there on the left shoulder. He's back to pass. Sam is. He's going to step up in the pocket. This time he gets tripped, and he's going to be down right there at the 30. And, boy, getting the ankle tackle was Mr. James McGuire, Johnny on the spot. That's a loss of 3 yards, 2nd down and 13.
And McGuire, funny story, preseason in one of their scrimmages, I guess he was getting some carries out of the backfield and made the news just by, absolutely murdered somebody about 15 yards downfield.
2nd down and 13 for the Boomers. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. In the shotgun is Sam. He's back to pass. He's going to fire that slant over there on the far side. Just didn't have enough air underneath it to get it to Taylor Laird. It's incomplete. It's a 3rd down and long upcoming for the Boomers.
Yeah, on top of that, unfortunately, the route was a bit behind. Laird had to kind of fight on Brooks Whiteman there, so the route was a little bit behind. You mentioned the throw was a bit off, so timing just not quite working out there for the Boomers.
So 3rd down and long for the Boomers at their own 30, 2:31 to go before halftime. Coach Luchin may take another timeout here, but they finally got the play in from Coach Pinkert and Coach Luchin. They break the huddle. They go 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. That's Mark Pinkert over here to the near. Nash Hunter in at running back now. In the shotgun is Sam. Gets a snap. It's gonna be a wide receiver screen, and it's going to be taken by, I think, is that
Taylor
Laird. He gets across the 40. He is close to a first down, a yard short. He got 12. He needed 13. Boy, what does Coach Luchin do here?
I think you got to be aggressive.
I agree.
It's week 10. You're not going to get knocked out of the playoffs if you don't get this.
It's true.
We're really talking about the difference of hosting. And
he's going to call a timeout, and that's how aggressive he's going to be. He's going to call a timeout, and, definitely probably going to go for it 4th and 1. Good call on 3rd and long with that wide receiver jailbreak screen over there on the far side.
Well, and the little fake at the beginning of it to add to the opposite side definitely opened up a lot of space there for Taylor Laird. So
you motion Nash Hunter out of the backfield, and it's empty set, and a lot of people went with him. They didn't account for Taylor Laird coming across, over there on the far side. So we see that play run in the Big 12 a lot, too, with the Big 12 offense.
Well, and actually this Woodward team did a good job of setting that up earlier because that, you saw Nash get motioned out of the backfield. Well, they hit that with Parker Schmitz earlier on previous drive for about a 5-yard gain. So Piedmont sees that, and then they get the flow going that way, and you come back to hit them on the backside with the Taylor Laird screen. So definitely a great play call there.
Reset the ball game for you right now. 2:09 to go before halftime. Boomers trail 21-7. Have a 4th and 1 from their own 42-yard line upcoming. Coach Rick Luchin has called his 2nd timeout. Has 1 left in the half. Boomers did defer. They will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
At this point, if you're going to go for it here, 4th and 1, I really think kind of, it sounds simple, but we see it a lot where the most effective thing might just be, getting Sam Cheap to push the pile and stretch out a bit. You're really digging for that 1 yard.
And you got Nash Hunter in the shotgun with Sam Cheap, and the problem with that is he's 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage to get ahead of steam. So 4th down and 1 for the Boomers. Receiver comes in motion. Gets a snap. Sam's going to take it himself around the left side, around the right side. He gets it. The ball comes out. It's still on the ground. I think Piedmont got it again. Nash Hunter had a tip to go. Somebody got back on it, and that was.
I think it was Nash that got
that was Nash. How did Nash get back on it? Because he olayed it the first time.
Right. Well, and he landed when he kind of olayed it. He landed right beside it. Unfortunately, Sam Cheap is down. He took a bit of a shot there that caused that fumble. So
yeah, Sam is down, so he's going to get up on his own power, but they're going to call an injury timeout, and that's going to force Wyatt Pope in at quarterback for at least one play. But the good thing is they got the first down.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't pretty, but they got it to the 47-yard line.
And it was the shotgun version of what we were talking about, where you just give it to Sam and let him push the pile. QB power with a bit of a pull going on there to get the head of steam going, and sure enough, made good use of it.
So Wyatt Pope's going to be in at quarterback, at least for this play. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Nash Hunter again, first down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 47. Pope hasn't taken a snap since Bethany, I believe. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. They're going to test his arm now. He's under pressure. Now he's going to call his own number. He's going to get what he can, get across the 50. He's still wrestling forward, gets across the 50 to the 49. Boy, a nice gritty run, 4 yards on a pickup, and it's going to be second down and 6.
Yeah, give credit to Wyatt Pope. I mean, the coverage there by Piedmont on the back end, nowhere to go in terms of throwing that ball, so being able to push out that play and get some good yards.
Second down and 6. Pope back to pass again, looking over to the far side. He's got it complete, and he's got it across the 35, and he's going to be dumped out of bounds at the 35, and I think that was Friday.
Yep, Aaron Friday on that little out route just got a nice catch and run, and Wyatt Pope doesn't look maybe super comfortable right now being back at quarterback, but, he's making use of it.
Max Cheap bringing the play in, and Wyatt Pope's going to stay out there at quarterback. 59 seconds to go. Have the ball now at the Piedmont 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Boomers, trying to get this within 7 at halftime. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Wyatt in the shotgun. Pope gets it. He's back to pass. He's going to swing it down the right side. It's complete to Max Cheap and trying to make one miss. He gets across the 30 and then drags a couple Wildcats with him to the 27. So 8-yard pickup. Clock still running. 47 seconds to go. Hurry up offense here. Second down and 3. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Pope in the shotgun, gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire. He's got a receiver. It's Mark Pinkert. Oh, he dropped it. Boy, he got hit and separated from the ball by the cornerback, and it's going to be third down and 3. And Sam's coming back out.
Yeah, Cole Riggs right there, the one that stepped up and laid the hit. Pinkert, I think, would have held on to it. It was a good throw by Wyatt Pope to put it in that little zone right there, but definitely a tough hit to be able to hold on to.
Sam is back in for the Boomers, but great job by Wyatt Pope in this few plays that he's in there at quarterback. Moved the ball down to the 28-yard line. Second down and 3 upcoming. Actually, third down and 3. 2 receivers the far side, 3 to the near. Empty set. Sam's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire deep down the center of the field. Aaron Friday, it's incomplete over his head. That'll bring up a third down and 3.
Just let him a little bit too much. Definitely had him in the end zone. And I saw something I think is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. Nash Hunter was in the slot. That's a scary thought right there.
Right. Is it third down or is it fourth? I thought, it's fourth.
Yeah,
it is fourth and 3. Yeah, I thought that was third down.
Fortunately, I don't think this is in Pinker's range right here to be able to boot this one through.
Going to have to go for it. 27.6 seconds before halftime. Boomers do have one timeout. They got to convert this 4th and 3, though. 2 receivers on the far side, 3 to the near. Empty set. Sam's back by himself. Offensive line is going to have to give him protection here. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. He's rolling to his right. He's going to fire down the near side, and it's incomplete and tipped out of bounds. And he was going for his brother, I believe.
Yep.
And he was double covered. Like I said, they're taking him out of the play tonight.
Well, and that was a challenge, a dare basically by the Boomers to be able to do about a 5-step drop because they overloaded the line again to Piedmont, sent 7. So that means you're basically man coverage right there on the back end, and Caden Hendren pretty much all over Max Cheap made that impossible.
And we'll get Dakota's thoughts with Coach Luchin here in just a minute at halftime. 21-7, 27 seconds to go before half. Is Piedmont going to do anything, or are they just going to take a knee?
Oh, they might try to, run a cheeky little dive and see if that gets them anything, but I don't think they're really going to try to press the issue here for sure.
So they got a tight formation, receiver to the near side. 2 back set in the backfield. Davis under center, gets a snap. He's going to hand it to Wood, I believe, around the left side, trying to fight his way back into the center of the field. That's not Wood, that's Dakota Warrior.
Yep.
Gets across the 30-yard line and gets to the 31, and Piedmont's going to take a timeout. They apparently want to try and do something with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, maybe seeing something right there that they feel like they could take advantage of. But at that point, you figure that first play right there, that's when you maybe pull a play action and sneak somebody behind.
Hey, Dakota, down there after that series where we didn't convert 4th and 3, what are you hearing from the coaches? I mean, we've had some good drives, just haven't put it in the end zone as much as we wanted to yet.
There's been some close calls down there on the sideline where, Coach Lujan thought that he was in, but, he said that he was out. So, they're really just studying the film right now is what I'm looking at. The coaches are really just talking back and forth and seeing what they can do to improve the offense. But other than that, I think the defense has really stepped up and covered the.
They lost you again. Here we go. We'll get you here in a halftime interview with Coach Lujan.
I think he was trying to say that the coaches are happy with the defense, at least in the effort so far in that first half.
The receiver goes to the far side, way out to the far side, one to the near side, one back set. Davis under center, gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's got a man. He had a man down the center of the field. It's incomplete over there on the far side, but there's going to be a pass interference, and Piedmont's going to get it free 15 yards with 11 seconds to go in the half.
And they snuck out Bo Phelps out there to actually throw that one, so that was interesting for sure, and I don't think you needed to commit that pass interference. I don't think that was going to be a catchable ball at the end of it. So
that was, I think, Aaron Friday over there in coverage. Nope, it wasn't. Is that Parker?
Parker Schmitz.
Yeah, Parker Schmitz over there in coverage on the pass interference, and referees are talking about it. I don't know what you need to talk about. It's an easy call,
right?
Unless they're saying it was not catchable, and they're going to pick it up.
I think they're just confirming kind of where it's going to be procedure here. So
they're having a long conversation here.
I had a couple of those. So,
and let's see if they're going to.
Looks like they're going to mark it off.
He's taking his time calling his. There's going to be pass interference on the Boomers. It'll be 15 yards from the spot. So from the 31 to the 46-yard line.
Oh.
What was that?
And then you've got all sitting personals, it looks like, by Woodward and Piedmont. So in the end,
where was that at?
That was that discussion late right there. I didn't quite see what the drama was, but that was some dead ball.
Coach Lewison's not real happy about that call at all. He immediately motioned the referee to come over.
Well, the good news is for the Boomers, it didn't get worse in the sense that you knew that 15-yard pass interference was coming. It could have been definitely worse there.
So it's going to be first down and 10 for Piedmont at the 46. Actually, 44, 44, if I can count. And they have a tight formation. They got one split way out to the far side. They got a near receiver as well. Same formation they had just a minute ago, but they actually streaked one down the middle, and I think Coach Lucian's going to take a timeout because that's what I kind of worried about that last play. They had a guy streaking down the seam.
Right.
And that is the exact same formation that we just saw, so maybe they're thinking they might go down the seam this time.
Yeah, that's something you got to pay attention to for sure because in a flex zone offense, obviously, there's only going to be so many options when they go to pass.
Yeah.
So you've got to identify that, although, every time they get Bo Phelps out there, he's definitely been he's had a couple attempts on the season, has a touchdown pass. So you got to assume that he's going to put one on the money, even though this is a flex zone offense.
He sneaked him in there, and I didn't even know it. So, so it's going to be first down and 10 for the Cats at their own 44. With 11 seconds, boy, this quarter has drug on.
Which is surprising given what the tempo you would think would be for this type of offense here.
Boomers have done some good things. They got to get some things shored up in the halftime and make some good adjustments, and we'll talk to Coach Lucian here in a minute, see what those adjustments might be.
And you're very much in this game. I mean, as long as, of course, the Wildcats don't get a touchdown here, I mean, you're only going down 2 touchdowns. You've at least tied the second quarter from where you were in that first quarter.
First down and 10 for the Cats at their own 44-yard line. Phelps is still in at quarterback. He's got the snap, and we got a whistle to stop the play. And
looks like timeout by Piedmont?
Another timeout? No, it's going to be legal procedure. Yes, legal procedure on the Cats, marching back 5 yards. Back to the 39, so first down and 15.
Coach Hall was standing over there right next to the ref pre-snap, and the way they whistled it, it looked like maybe he just took last-second timeout, but not the case. Maybe trying to yell at his guys, hey, not the right thing there.
So Phelps is still in at quarterback. One receiver to the far side, one to the near, one back set, very tight behind Bo Phelps under center. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. He's going to be back to pass. He's going to pass down the far side. He's got a receiver. It's almost intercepted by the Boomers, but it's dropped. And it was more intended for a Boomer than it was a Wildcat. It's going to be second down and long.
Yeah, Phelps took a shot right there. The Boomers sent the pressure, so he had to get rid of it quick, a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and that caused that short throw. Taylor Laird almost had the big pick, but took a bit of a shot himself and couldn't quite hang on.
With 3 seconds to go, I would imagine maybe they'll take a knee now.
It looks like.
But we'll see. I mean, Phelps is coming out. Maybe that means Levi Davis is coming in just to take a knee.
Yeah.
And he is coming in.
You would assume that with Phelps being kind of the throwing quarterback, if you will, that it just is going to signal like you're talking about a quick knee.
They got to hurry. They're under 5 on the play clock. 3 on the play clock. Levi Davis under center, gets the snap off. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to pitch it over there right side. I think that's Wood. Going to try to make one miss. Gets across midfield, down to 45. Now finally down at the 42-yard line. And that is the end of the half with the score 21-7. Boomers down by 14. And we're going to get Coach Lucien here in a minute with Dakota as he's going to start his watch here in just a minute. We're used to that.
Right.
21-7 could be worse, but it also could be better. And Boomers down by 14 and a half.
Yeah, you know, I do think I really like the defensive effort here by the Boomers in this first half. Knowing they dealt with some tough fields right there, holding Wildcats to 21 ain't bad at all.
We're still waiting for Coach Lucien
Yeah,
to set his watch here.
Clock set.
And Piedmont is still on the field for some reason.
That's just how they huddle up, I think, in terms of, you know, at the half.
Oh, there was a penalty holding on Woodward. But it's not. They declined it, and they're going to go into the locker room. So we got Coach Lucien with Dakota right now.
All right, Coach Lucien. You guys.
Why is that doing that?
Oh, we don't have near the depth that we normally have, so it has a great effect on the game. Kids are holding up real well. Defense is playing really well. Offense got to pick it up and try to find some points.
Coach, unfortunately, kind of cut out there when he asked Coach his initial question, and we heard his response. What'd you quite ask him there as the initial question?
Well, I asked him, you have a shortage on your kids, so how are you moving the kids around, and how is it really affecting the game? And, his response was, it really is greatly affecting the game. So, the Boomer defense is really doing good, and I think that all they got to do is kind of do something a little bit different with the offense and get some more points up on the board.
Here at thanks, Dakota. I appreciate it. 21-7 here at halftime. Boomers trail. It's Boomer football on Z92.
Craving a classic patty? Well, there's only one place that can satisfy your hunger with 100% beef at a price you can't beat. Get your DQ fix today. 13th and Main, the home of Woodward's very own Dairy Queen with drive-through curbside delivery or call-in orders available. Now serving breakfast too. All great ways to get your DQ fix today. Check out our Facebook page for updated specials or call 580-256-2397 to place an order. Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 and 7 to 10 on
This is their moment. They found their groove. For each note written, for every movement done, they aren't just 70, they've turned into one. Out and halftime is complete. The performance is solid. The crowd's on their feet. The fight song takes them out. Their hard work is done. The excitement's not over. There is more football to come. With the assistance of Daniel Smith, the color guard is directed by Miss Rhonda Matthews, and the drum majors are Kedrick Klassen and Josie Jones. Great job to the Boomer Band.
So go to Bo, Timberlake, hold and serve, if you will, in the final weeks of the season.
And number 7, the Fighting Cardinal from Medford, 45 to Welch.
Yeah,
46 to nothing in the first half. I was going to say, how you going to miss the Cardinals?
Tough season for Welch, man.
Yes.
I mean,
gosh,
they've really struggled.
What's their mascot? Welch. Hold on, let me look.
That's where I need Intern K.
Yeah,
Intern K loves the Wildcats.
At the Laverne
Wildcats.
game. Boy, let's talk about that real quick. What a matchup. We knew it was going to be a great matchup, but we thought it was going to be tight, but they're up by 20 at halftime on the Indians.
Trent Caldwell, our partner over there on KZZW, was licking his lips at this matchup, knowing it was just going to be, some old school football going on over there in 8-man. Both of those teams, Laverne Shack, obviously want to pound that ball and really just punish people, right? So he did have kind of an inkling with the fact that Samuel Long was out in this game that, Laverne had a real shot. Not to say that if Long was playing that Laverne still wouldn't have a shot, but it would definitely been a bit more difficult. Very interested to hear his take on that. Obviously, fifth quarter, you can join us there for K101. That would be after this Boomer game. But, no, that's probably one to, if you need to watch both or listen and watch, do what you got to do because that's some good football definitely going on.
Well, it's Wildcats.
Yeah.
When in doubt, it's usually a Tiger, a Wildcat, or
yeah.
something in this area. So
Chief, maybe.
The Chief,
Yeah.
exactly. So we've got about 3 minutes to go before this one gets back underway. It's 21-7. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
What's undeniable control in winter? It's when you can handle heavy snow, slippery ice, and freezing rain on any road. Do you have undeniable control? Can you handle winter? Make sure you can with BF Goodrich Winter TA KSI tires. From October 1st to December 15th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in mail-in rebates. The experts at High Plains Tire know everything about BF Goodrich. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or bfgoodrich.ca for details.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Braxton was diagnosed with choroid plexus carcinoma, a brain tumor. St. Jude is helping us put away our fears. We have an amazing team that fights for the best outcome for Braxton. He has the best chance here. I don't have to worry that how much is that bag of fluid going to cost me? Can I afford it to save my child's life? The donations, they're paying for me to live every day with my son, be stress-free, and enjoy every day with him. I wish there was a word bigger than thank you, more close to the heart, because thank you's not enough. They've given me hope. They've given me my son.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Football. Halftime here, getting ready to start the third quarter. 21-7, Piedmont leads over your Boomers. And keys to the second half, partner.
You got to find it a little bit more consistency, I think, on offense. We've seen some good things, seen them been able to move the ball a little bit. But, it's like we talk about with this young team kind of all season where you get started and then all of a sudden, you get one bad play or maybe you get a penalty or something like that, and then those drives just kind of come to a halt. So got to be able to string together those drives. Defensively, Brock, I really like what this Boomer defense has done the first
couple
half.
Plays, that's about it.
That 196-yarder by Hendren and then getting the short field to automatic first and goal that they had to defend there. That's asking a lot to be able to make that type of stop. So factor in those two, and really, I think defensively the Boomers doing a good job of keeping themselves in this.
Hey, Dakota, down there about face, look up at us so we can make sure you are fine because our equipment sometimes skips out. What are you looking for in the second half from the Boomers? What's your keys?
Oh, we haven't been running the ball as much as we really have. Maybe that could be a different key. Maybe, we can still might maybe run the triple option. Maybe we
go back to the couple of years ago.
To us.
Yeah. But no, I think that we just got to find a way to get past the receivers and get some really good catches, and hopefully we can just start the passing game and really execute on that.
I was going to come down to you and see if you're going to talk to one of our head people down there. It looks like Kyle's down there and Jacob's down there.
We were just talking about, the class started playing football, and Kyle goes, oh, whoa. He's like, Shattuck's getting beat by Laverne 28-8 right now. And I was just like, oh, yeah. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, the key that he just brought up, running the football. I think a big key is maybe getting the backside pressure covered up from that Viper spot. Hendren is really having a field day on the backside, and you want to keep Sam healthy for next week. So they got to figure out how to move somebody over there, if they can, to account for that backside pressure.
Well, and that's a tough one. You got to tip the cap to the Piedmont coaching staff when it comes to this, and just being able to analyze film and kind of pick the right spots to overload on Woodward right there, because they haven't gone to it a whole lot, but when they've done it, it's basically a situation where they know, okay, we could do this, and then we're going to at least get one, maybe two guys free just because of the the matchup issues of the numbers game. And I'll tell you, folks, trying to figure that out as an offensive lineman, knowing, especially when you get into those 5 wide sets, and that means you only got 5 down linemen, you could communicate all you want, but unless you got some real, nearly guys that are ready for the pros, it's going to be impossible to really block that overload unless you, like you're talking about, really try to commit some backs. And I don't think Coach Luchin wants to have to put 2 backs in the backfield just to deal with that pressure. So eventually, like I said, you don't want Sam taking hits, but at the same time, you basically got to tell them, hey, they're going to try to overload you a little bit. You got to be ready for some pressure. And for the most part, outside of maybe one time where he really took a big shot, I think he's handled it well.
Yeah. We got to give a shout-out to Kenyon Lanham. He's listening to us, and we were hoping we were going to have him back on the sideline. I know it's killing him. This is the 3rd game he's been out, and he's probably not going to be back for next week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, we can hope, but maybe not. And also want to point out how good it is to see Cole Parker standing on the sideline down there after his injury. Gave him a fist bump. He said he's feeling better, but we miss both of those guys on the field. And everybody else that we're missing, too, because of what's going on here. So, let's see. Fancher, I think it's going to be Fancher kicking off.
Yep.
We had some little switcheroos tonight in the kicking game. Well, Fancher's going to be kicking off to Max Cheap. Sorry, bud.
I was going to say they put their short kicker, Taylor Cope, out there as kind of a decoy sometimes, too.
That's going to be a driving kick. It's going to go into the end zone on the far side, and Boomer's going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And they'll set up shop right there, 80 yards to pay dirt to make this maybe a 7-point game. Had some chances in the first half, but gave away a couple chances as well. Let's see what kind of adjustments that Coach D and Coach Rick and all of them have come up with the second half for the Boomers.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to get too crazy in terms of changing it up. I think you just, you got to put it together a little bit better offensively. If you could do that, I think you could get yourself right back into this game quick.
Boomers break the huddle. They have 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. That's Nash Hunter, gets a start in the 3rd quarter. Sam Cheap's in the shotgun. Receiver comes in motion to the left side, or to the right side. He gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Nash Hunter. Big boy's going to go up the middle. Has a big hole. 30, 35, and Russell down as he gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And boy, Nostradamus on the play there for Dakota Wagner, saying we need to run the ball more, and he gets the first play out to the 37-yard line. First down, Boomers.
And a nice counter right there by the Boomers, what that is. A little bit of that delayed handoff to set up the blocks, and sure enough, good hole opened up, and Nash Hunter, boy, anytime you get him in the open field, it's dangerous.
Give him a little taste of their own medicine, didn't we? 17-yard pickup on the first play of the 3rd quarter. First down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 37. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. Gets a snap. He gives it to Nash Hunter over there. He tries to put his head down. Did the ball come out?
I don't think it did.
They're acting like the ball came out, but no, it's going to be Boomer ball. He gets a yard, 2nd down and 9 upcoming for the Boomers.
I think it was more that, Nash Hunter's a load, so you need about 5 or 6 guys to really jump on him if you're going to take him
the way they were
down.
all rushing to him, I was like, good God, that better not be on the ground.
Right, yeah, no, for sure.
2nd down and 9 upcoming for the Boomers. Coach Pinkert and Coach Lucien bring the play in by way of Jarek Thomas. 2nd down and 9. They break the huddle. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. That's still Nash Hunter. In the shotgun is Sam Cheap. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. And he's still going to fire across his body. Boy, it's going to be a great call there. That's definitely pass interference as the cornerback is pleading his case. But no, sir, you got your legs twisted up, and that's going to be a PI on the Wildcats.
That's one of those as a defender, they're going to, until the end of time, they're going to plead, hey, I wasn't trying to touch a guy, got the feet tangled up, but that's just one of those that you call.
But the word is in what he does, defense. You're trying to defend and trying to not let them get the ball anywhere up the field. And any defender is going to say, yeah, I wasn't trying to defend him. Right. So it's a personal pass interference. Gets the ball across the 50-yard line into Wildcat territory to the 48-yard line. First down and 10 for the Boomers. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. Sam gets the shotgun snap. Going to hand it off to Nash Hunter over there on the left side. He's going to take a couple Wildcats with him after a gain about 3 yards to the 45. So second down and 7 upcoming for the Boomers.
Really, it looks like the Boomers, when they are going to that run game, trying to work those outside shoulders of their tackles, maybe with a lead block set up by a guard on a pull. But some of those, it's tough to get to the edge, especially on this Piedmont defense, because they really like to load and overload your edges right there. So sometimes you're dealing with a little bit more than you can handle.
And I found out why Max Cheap has had a hard day tonight. Hendren's on him. He's not on him now. He's on Thomas, but 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Second down and 7. Sam Cheap rolls to his right. He's going to fire. It's complete across the 40 and falls forward to the 39. That's to Jarek Thomas. And that's a 6-yard gain. Brings up, actually a 5-yard gain. Brings up about a 3rd and 2 for the Boomers.
Yeah, Jarek a little frustrated with himself. He feels like if he could have kept his footing right there a little bit, he might have been able to stretch for that first down.
Actually, 3rd down and a short 3. Mark Pinker brings the play in for the Boomers. They have the ball right at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. 3rd down and 3 for the Boomers from the Wildcat 40-yard line. They break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side, to the left, and 1 to the right, the near side. 1 back set. That's Nash Hunter. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. He gets the snap. Going to hand it off to Nash Hunter. Now reverses his track back to the right side and nothing doing. He's going to get nailed right there by a bunch of Wildcats. The play was meant to go to the left side. He cut it back against the grain, and a lot of Wildcats are waiting for him.
And unfortunately, I think Boomer's going to get called for a holding penalty here at the end of it as well. So it's going to back him up a bit more if
they accept it. Yeah,
because they could make it 4th down here.
Could be 4th and short. They're going to take the penalty. It's going to be 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 13 upcoming. They put the ball back across into Boomer territory to the 48-yard line. So 3rd down, and we're going to call it around 14 for the Boomers.
Bad news is, obviously, penalty. Good news is you get another chance at 3rd down here.
3rd down and 15 officially. 3 receivers the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Cheap in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to fire. It's going to be intercepted back in the backfield across the 35. Falls down about the 33-yard line. And Sam was under pressure, and he just threw it up for grabs.
Yeah, he tried to get rid of it. I think he thought he saw somebody, over the middle there, but it was just the Wildcats. And
the freshman, Brogan Hardy, with the interception. And that is 3 turnovers tonight, I think, for the Boomers.
It is 2 picks and a fumble at this point.
And he was under pressure, heavy pressure. They brought the house on 3rd and long, and he probably would have just been better just to take the loss and punt it. But first down and 10 at their own 32-yard line for the Piedmont Wildcats. Davis under center. Now you're going to look over to the sideline for the play with 8:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. Piedmont has the ball with the 21-7 lead. Davis gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to the first guy through. Makes a one-man miss. He's off to the races. 50, 45, 40. He's going to be wrestled down inside the 40-yard line to the Boomer 36-yard line. Big play. First down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Senior Brock Detar right there just tearing him up. I mean, he's been on that dive play most of the night and really just first down.
Us.
And it's been super effective.
It has probably averaged 6 to 7, maybe 8 yards play.
Maybe more. I mean, it might be close to 100 plus on that dive play alone.
I mean, average.
Right.
Yeah. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Boomer 36-yard line. Davis under center. Looks over to the sideline for the play call. Receiver to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. It's going to hand off to Detar, I think, up the middle. He's going to get across the 35, falls forward to the 33, give him 3 yards on the play, second down and 7.
And you got to get to it just a bit quicker. I mean, they obviously better than giving up 20, 30 yards right there, but, it's really tough. Coach Luchin, Derek Luchin, had talked about how just fast that first step is going to be for Piedmont, especially when they hit that dive, and I think we've seen that plenty of times tonight.
7:25 to go in the third quarter. Piedmont leads 21-7, marching down the field for more. 2nd down and 7 from the Woodward 33-yard line. Receiver to the far side, split backfield, or 2 backs in the backfield. Davis is going to get the handoff. He's going to hand it off to Caden Hendren, and he tripped over his own man that was blocking for him, or he might have taken that to the house.
Yeah, had Cannon Wood, the other freshman that's made a couple plays tonight. He was kind of the down back there for the lead blocker, and sure enough, as you mentioned, Hendren maybe a little bit too fast for his own blocker. And,
yeah, I think so.
Tried to get out of the way.
That was
didn't
open.
Work.
Third
No
down
doubt.
and 6 upcoming for Piedmont. See if they run the same play.
They might. Or you might see that little, they've had that little motion toss sweep to Warrior.
Yeah.
I think you might see that too.
They're not going to run the same play. A different formation. 2 receivers the far side. 1 back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. That's Hendren. They're going to get him out on the right side. He's got the corner. Nice tackle in space.
Nash
over
Hunter.
there. Nash Hunter. Johnny on the spot. It's going to be 4th down and 2 upcoming.
And I called the toss play, just not to Warriors.
You
to
sure
Hendren.
did.
Yeah.
And what a play in space on a kid that will make you miss in a phone booth, Caden Hendren.
Well, and Nash did the right thing. Went low and took out that power base that Hendren has in those legs.
4th down and 2. See if the Boomers can get a stop. Need a stop here, big time. Receiver far out to the near side. 1 back set. I think that's Mars.
It's Wood.
It's Wood. It's right.
Oh, they got Woodward to jump.
They got Woodward to jump. You're right on the hard count. We're going to take a timeout. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Harper Sanitation has been serving the needs of Northwest Oklahomans since 1971. That's almost 50 years. We pride ourselves on our services. We offer household, commercial, and construction waste management and leave you with a mess-free environment. Harper Sanitation is fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Remember, when you need quality sanitation services from a local trusted company, choose Harper Sanitation. Come check us out online at harpersanitation.net or give us a call at 580-256-5835. You'll be glad you did.
1st down and 10 for Piedmont. The Woodward 22-yard line. Levi Davis under center. Gets a snap. Is going to hand it off to the guy on the right side. Makes 1 man miss. Gets almost out of it. Falls forward close to the 18. Giving 4 yards in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Really surprised with the role that Piedmont's handed to Cannon Wood tonight, the freshman. And, we got an injury timeout for the Boomers. Looks like maybe a cramp going on. Couldn't identify which boomer, but going to be a quick injury timeout there.
5:17 to go in the third quarter. We got one more timeout. Let's go ahead and take it with him. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Your family looks up to you, kinda like a hero. With the new Michelin X-Ice snow tires' long-lasting snow and ice performance and winter grip, you can truly be a hero for many winters to come. From October 1st through December 15th, get $70 off the purchase of 4 Michelin tires. They'll never know you don't have superpowers. When it comes to Michelin winter safety, trust the experts at High Plains Tire. Certain conditions apply. Visit your dealer or Michelin.ca for details.
Hey, welcome back to Boomer Football from Boomer Stadium. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs, 21-7. Piedmont is on top. We do have a Boomer player injured. Can't tell who it is, but man, you had them 4th and 2. Not saying you would stop them or not saying that they would gain it, but you jump offside. Yeah. On the hard count, and we did that twice to Piedmont, and they gave it back to us.
They did. I was going to say, you got to give yourself a chance to at least try to stop them on 4th down, right? And you can't do that if you jump offside.
Dakota, who's the injured player here, partner? Dakota, are you down there? Who's the injured player?
Trying to get it.
Zada Zane Zamarco down there.
Okay.
I mean, he's walking off. It looks like he stumbled a couple times down there, twisted his ankle, but now he's holding his ribs.
Gotcha.
Holding his ribs.
So Zane Zamarco left defensive tackle over there on the left side. So it brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Receiver to the far side. 1 back set. Can't tell what number that is. Davis under center. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to Wood over there right side. Good gang tackling over there on the right side for maybe 2 yards. Brings up a 3rd down and 5.
That's Hunter Harrison getting the initial hands on him and really did good to make sure he drug him down. That's a tough fight because although Cannon Wood's a freshman, he's kind of similar to Hendren where he's already got that stockiness going to him. Good frame on him.
So 3rd down, and we're going to call it a long 5 from the Boomer 19-yard line. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Receiver way out to the nearest side. 1 back in the backfield. Davis under center. Gets a snap. It's going to be a toss to the left side. Has blockers. Has the 15. Nice play. Ball's on the ground.
They're going to say
and they're going to say he's down as he gets across the 10-yard line. Coach Lucian is furious. He doesn't think so at all. And I think he might have a beef.
That one's too tight to call, I think, because his knee was I mean, it was right there, and that's one of those that
they got the first down and goal too. That's another thing he doesn't like. It's inside the 10 at the 9, but boy, I don't know if he's losing control as he's getting flipped. That's going to be a fumble, but unfortunately, we don't have any way to tell.
Right, and that's where you unfortunately with one of those in high school, it's just you're not going to be able to tell unless you get that instant replay. We don't have that. So.
First down and goal officially from the 10. Receivers to the far side, 2 of them. One back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. That's Hendren. He gives a snap, handoff on the right side, fighting forward across the 5, down right at the 5, I believe. So second down and goal from the 5.
They're trying to get the freshman a second touchdown.
That's Cannon Wood. Was it? Is that Cannon Wood? Another freshman.
No, it's 38. It's it is Wood. Sorry.
I was going to say, what other freshman? What other freshman are you talking about?
I've been out for a couple weeks, Brock. I got to shake off the rust here, gotta.
That's like, yes, 38, Cannon Wood.
I know, I'm sorry. Oh, shoot.
Second down and goal from the 5. 3:23 to go in the third quarter. Boomers down 21-7. Trying to hold out the Wildcats here. One receiver split way out to the far side. Davis under center. He's going to hand it off. There's going to be a false start on the Wildcats, marching back 5 yards. I wish it was 12.
Yeah.
So it'll be second and goal from the 10.
Bit of a lucky break there for the Boomers because that hole was wide open for Caden Hendren. Yeah, he's going to walk in.
So I think the one that was way out far to the far side is the one that moved. The one that's not even close to the play.
Well, he could say, Coach, you're putting me too far away from the ball. I can't see. But then Coach is going to say,
that would be me. I'd be like, I can't see the ball. Why am I? He's going to go way out there again on the far side. Second down and goal from the 10.
It's Caleb Bird they're sending way out there.
Davis under center gets a snap. He's going to hand it to Hendren over here on the right side. He's going to be bottled up by a couple Boomers. They shut that hole down that time. It's going to be third down and goal from just inside the 10.
And Piedmont ran that same play right there, hoping they get the same hole. And it was there for a second, but Nash Hunter flew in and laid some punishment there at Caden Hendren.
Ball rest right at the 8-yard line. So third and goal from the 8.
I got to laugh because they're talking about on the opposite side there. Yeah, talking about Hunter being he's a load when he gets moving, folks.
Yeah, he's definitely a wagon. He's rolling it. No pun there. I had to get the pun in there.
I'm doing the ear to the.
Yeah, I know exactly. We've got now the official is in the huddle.
Somebody tying a shoe.
Got
a shoe.
Got 2 people. Oh, well, he's going to help his buddy. That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
helping one of the linemen tie his shoe.
Equipment failure, maybe we'd call that a little bit.
That was the quarterback, too.
Hey, you help your team.
You help your team, whatever you got to do. Third down and goal from the 8. Receiver goes far to the far side again. Now we got 2 at the far side. One back set. Davis under center. Hendren in motion. They're going to pitch it to Hendren. And he's trying to get wide. He's not going to get wide. He's going to get slammed by a host of Boomers. And who was the one that got him to get back inside on the initial contact? Was that Parker Smits or was that Jarek Thomas? That was Jarek Thomas.
Yeah, I was about to say Jarek Thomas fighting through hard right there.
He made Hendren cut back to the other side. He wanted to go wide, and he struck it out. Just enough to get his buddies to help him. So we got a field goal coming up.
Well, and really too, the initial push he got trying to get through that block, force that receiver into the back a little bit, and Hendren, as you mentioned, just had to change it up.
Preston Fancher in to attempt a field goal, 27-yard field goal attempt. He's got to cut it. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way. It's low. It's no good. He pulled it. You called it, partner, and that's 2 that he's missed. And that's a stop for the Boomers, and you're still in the ballgame, 21-7.
Yeah, that's big because now that's 6 points you left on the field. So instead of a 3-possession game, now you're still sitting at a 2-possession game here.
So the Boomers are going to take over at the 20-yard line, and it's not at the 8. When you miss a field goal, you get the ball at the 20. That's a rule in high school. So you're not backed up in your own end zone. You get the ball at the 20-yard line. So that's even better.
No doubt. Now for the Boomers, got to find some momentum here. They've struggled to really put together. Had a couple of turnovers that we highlighted, a few, unfortunately.
They break the huddle. 2 receivers are going to go to the far side, 2 to the near. Actually going to be stacked on both sides. One back set. That's Hunter. Sam Cheap in the shotgun. Gets a snap. He's going to call his own number, trying to find some blocks. Not going to get any. Gets back to maybe the 20. I think they did give him the 20-yard line. No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
I think it was the right initial read. Unfortunately for the Boomers, just that push by that Piedmont defensive line got there and really kind of blew up that play quick.
Well, and if you dance behind the line of scrimmage, too, with this speed of this defense, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, this defense mirrors the offense in the sense that they are downhill at the snap of the ball.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Two receivers to each side, to the far and two to the near. One back set. Now in the pistol is Sam Cheap. Behind him, Nash Hunter. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. Sam gets the shotgun snap. He's going to pitch it to Nash Hunter. Big boy tries to cut it back into the middle, and he stumbles. It was not going to go anywhere on the right side, but he tried to cut it back. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, third down and 10.
Yeah, tried to work with the space right there, but it was Mars coming from that linebacker spotter, that Will, and just flew in there and tripped up Nash just enough.
Third down and 10 to see if they'll get a playoff. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. They may just wait. Actually, they're going to have to snap.
Yeah.
Yep. Play clock's at 16.
About 2-3 second difference in there.
So trips to the far side, one to the near. Third down and 10 from the 20. Cheap in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's going to call his own number. He's trying to go around the left side. He's going to get swarmed by a host of Wildcats. That play was dead to begin with. It's going to be fourth and long when the fourth quarter starts. And the Boomers trail this one 21-7. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
I had been taking probably 800 milligrams of opioids a day, which is an insane amount.
David is in recovery from an addiction to prescription opioids.
Eventually, my whole life began to unravel. I realized that I needed help. And in recovery, I found my purpose. Addiction is a disease of isolation and loneliness. There is a way out. You don't have to do this alone.
If you or someone you know is struggling, there is hope. Recovery is possible. Visit cdc.gov/RxAwareness.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
And back to Boomer Football. Max Cheap puts a boot into it. The punt gets a nice punt off. That's going to be into Boomer territory. It's going to be taken by Hendren. Makes one man miss over there on the far side. Gets out of bounds around the 45-yard line. See where they're going to officially mark him.
They might mark him closer to the 50 there. We'll see.
I think they're going to give him the 49. It looks. They might give him the midfield stripe, actually.
He was tap dancing on that sideline a little bit, fighting through tackles.
That's where they're going to mark it. First and 10 for the Wildcats at midfield. And with the 21-7 lead, that was a good punt. Just a nice little return by Hendren.
Hendren's a smart player, and you see that anytime he gets a chance to really, spot where the holes are, especially on these punt returns, and we've seen it a few times tonight.
So they'll come out first and 10 from midfield with a 14-point lead, 11:48 to go in the ball game. Receiver to the near side, one back set. Davis under center. Gets a snap, he's going to hand it off. That dive again, big hole again, 45, and trucks himself down to the 40. That's going to be enough for the first down. First down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Detar again, just giving it to him, let him work. I mean, that's kind of been the formula on first down. I talked about it earlier, trying to set the tone on first down. That's really tough to do when they're so efficient and so proficient at opening those holes.
And now you're down by 14 to get another score with this offense. It might be all she wrote. And
right, because of possessions. You've talked
defense
about
are going to have to get
night.
a turnover at this point, I think.
Turnover, maybe just a 3 and out. Yeah, something. Got to get something.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Boomer 40. Two receivers to the far side, one back set. Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion to the left side. He's going to hand it off to the first guy through. I think that's Detar.
Yep.
On the left side, he's going to get maybe 2 or 3. Then he's stood up by a host of Boomers. Second down at 7 from the Boomer 37.
White Pope, Nash Hunter, Paul Sullivan all get into that gap, and that's what I talked about. If you want to really plug up that dive play for a 2 1-yard gain. You've got to cut those gaps, and showing a little bit of life there for the Boomers.
Second down and 7 upcoming for the Wildcats from the Boomer 38. Actually gave him, and now they moved it. Yeah, second down and 7 from the 37. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far, 1 back set. Levi Davis under center, gets a snap. It's going to be an option to the right. Now cutting it back to the center of the field is Mars. Gets across the 35, then dumped right there around the 35 and a half. Give me about 2 yards. Third down and 5, maybe a short 4 coming.
Boomers did a good job there of cutting off the outside edge. Fortunately, Mars did find a little bit of just a lifeline and a cutback right there to get a few yards. But Boomers, that's what you got to do. You got to beat them to the point of attack on the edge, and they did that time.
10 minutes to go in the ball game right there. 21-7, Piedmont on top by 14. They face a 3rd and 4 from the Boomer 34-yard line. 2 receivers over there to the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. Levi Davis under center gets a snap. Going to hand it over there to Caden Hendren. He gets up the middle of the field. Does not have the first down. Got about 2 yards, but great job flying in there at defense in. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, now you got to stand tall here. We just talked about it, right? Got to get this 3 and out, potentially a 4 and out, knowing that Piedmont might be in a situation to go for it on 4th. And, you see Ethan Matt down there trying to get some energy up. It's going to take that to stop this.
4th down and 2. Receiver to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Levi Davis under center. Receiver goes in motion. Now stops.
Oh, they jumped
in the backfield, and the Boomers jumped again.
Wow.
And Coach D is not happy.
Yeah, you cannot do that right there, especially on 4th down. That's twice. On big, crucial 4th downs, you got somebody jumping.
How do you like to meet Coach D after you do that for the second time in the game? I don't think it's the same one, but it's the second time it's happened to the Boomers, and it's another first down, and just, if anything, keeps the clock moving with this offense.
That's the big factor right there. You mentioned, the possession game, right, of knowing with this type of offense that you're going against.
You're at 9 minutes right now.
Right. You're going to be lucky to get, maybe 2 possessions here to finish this game.
Receiver to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Levi Davis under center. Receiver comes in motion to the right side. Hand off to the first guy through. And no, Levi Davis kept it himself, I believe. And he goes nowhere.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd read right there in the flex bone when you decide to keep it instead of give it on the dive, but then you follow the dive play. So linebacking core right there did an excellent job to blow up the dive play. And this is why we talk about assignment football, Brock, because of them blowing up that dive play, all of a sudden Davis had nowhere to go.
Scoreboard says 2nd and 9, but they've got it at 2nd and 10. There's no gain officially. Levi Davis under the center, gets a snap. He's going to pitch it to the right side. And I think that's Wood. Trying to make one man miss. Not going to happen, but there's going to be an illegal block by his buddy trying to, get him out into the open. That's going to be on Dakota Warrior. That's going to mark it back 15 yards from that spot.
Yeah, it was Johnny Jones. They snuck a carry 2 right there. Tried to get him on the edge. He had a big play earlier doing that. Had about 10, 12-yard gain. This time, great job by the Boomers again, fighting the point of attack and what should be a holding and moving back, as you mentioned.
They may decline this because it's going to take more time off the clock.
Right.
That's a good penalty to decline. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 27. So Coach Luchin realizing that, if they give him the 3rd and long,
it's an extra down, more
time off the clock. Exactly. So a smart move by Coach Luchin.
Well, especially in an offense where 3rd and 10 is really hard, right? I mean, that is not built into this offense. So now that defense, once again, this linebacker group, that front 7, they have got to buckle down right here.
Receiver way out to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. I believe that's it's Wood.
Yep.
Davis gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's going to fire down the seam. It's wide open, and it's off his hands. And Johnny on the spot coming over on the top was Max Cheap with the help.
Max got there just in time to get Johnny Jones's head because, as you mentioned, that was wide open down the seam, and Johnny Jones had an easy touchdown. Even with Max coming over the top, he could have made that catch.
That's the play I talked about earlier in the first half, that seam was open, and it was. And, boy, Max Cheap, the decision that he and the ground that he had to make up to just maybe get Johnny Jones uncomfortable because Johnny Jones saw him out the side of his of his eyes. Now, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. But 4th down and 10. Levi Davis is going to pitch it to the left side. Hendren's got the corner, and he might have a touchdown. 20-15, 10-5 touchdown, Caden Hendren.
Warrior.
Dakota Warrior on the left side, and that's one thing you gotta do with this offense. You gotta contain, and that was not contained at all, but it was also blocked very well.
Yeah, that was Johnny Jones, who had just made the drop on third down, makes up for it with the huge edge block that you're talking about right there, and really freed up that space.
It was huge, wide open, very wide open. I think anybody probably could have scored on that play.
Not me.
It was blocked perfectly.
It was though, yeah.
So it's a 27-yard touchdown run by Johnny Jones. Point after attempt upcoming. Snap back ball down, kick is on the way. It's high and long, splits the uprights, and it's good. 7:35 to go. It's Piedmont and stretching their lead, 28-7. This is Boomer football on Z92.
K&S Tire, with locations in Woodward, Alva, Kingfisher, and Clinton, knows that with so many places to be, you can't let weather get in your way. That's why it makes sense to choose the tire with specialized tread compounds to help grip the road in wet, snow, and ice. The Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready is the best all-weather traction for Mother Nature's worst, with superior performance in even the harshest conditions. So drive into K&S Tire and check out the Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready tire. K&S Tire, 3000 Williams Avenue in Woodward.
And welcome back to Boomer Football. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs. 28-7 Piedmont has probably put the dagger into the Boomers with 7:35 to go with the offense that they run. And what was that drive, partner?
Looking at 6-play, 50 yards right there. Obviously, they started that drive right at the 50. And 27-yard run by Warrior to finish that one off on the edge on fourth down. What can you say? Johnny Jones, after the big drop on third, comes back with a huge edge block to be able to free up that space. You mentioned them using the wide side of the field to really work with that. And, then, of course, had them on 4th and 2, jumped, give them that reset of downs. And that's
4th and long.
Tough.
And then
yeah,
it's just how it's gone this year, unfortunately. There's a pooch kick. Going to be taken by the up man at the 25-30. Crashes into a host of Wildcats about the 33-yard line. That's where the Boomers are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 33.
Tail end layered right there, charging that one a bit, making sure he got under it. Now here for the Boomers, Brock, I think we're going to see some shots taken.
Lots of hurry up, and you're going to take some shots, which means your offensive line is really going to have to protect Sam Cheap.
Yeah, you got to identify those, because Piedmont, they're going to overload it again. They're going to dare you to get rid of it before they get to you. So definitely see if maybe Nash owner Parker Smits is going to have that duty of trying to pick up somebody off the edge.
Let's see where Hendren is lined up. That'll tell you what they're going to run, basically. They break the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. It looks like Hendren might be in coverage. Or not out there, actually. Receiver goes in motion to the right side. That's Aaron Friday. Sam Cheap. Bobble snap. It's on the ground. Who's got it? Did Sam get it back? I think Piedmont got it. They did.
And just got wrestled away from him. Bad snap, unfortunately. He tried to recover quick, but not quite enough. And Cheap, unfortunately, too, a little banged up on that one.
Yeah, he's banged up again. And we'll go down to Dakota. Dakota, what's the sideline like down there right now?
Trying to get the
there he is.
Turn back to us.
Turn back home.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so the guys are kind of getting disappointed down here. I mean, they're really just trying to fight for the pride now. I mean, there's a couple guys that really do have their heads down, but I think if we can get a shot in this game, I really think we might have a comeback, but it's going to be really hard.
What did you see? What happened? You're obviously down there closer than us. Did Sam get rolled up on, or what exactly do you think happened there?
Well, when he lost the ball, his ankles kind of got it looked like his ankle got really hit right there where his knee was, and they worked on his knee earlier, so yeah. I think this might be another injury on the knee.
Yeah. All right, Dakota, thanks. Appreciate it. 28-7 is the score right now. Piedmont on top. We've got one more break. We're going to take it with them. This is Boomer Football on Z92.
Fall is here, and that means open enrollment for health insurance and Medicare is just around the corner. Bentech Insurance Agency is a certified enrollment center for health insurance policies on and off the health insurance marketplace. If you are over 65, Bentech can also help you enroll in Medicare products. Annual enrollment period for Medicare is October 15th through December 7th, and open enrollment for health insurance is November 1st to December 15th. Call your hometown agents Clint White, Lindsey Custer, or Rosetta Thompson at 580-256-9918 and let them provide all of your insurance needs.
And welcome back to Boomer Football. Brock Campbell, Tyler Riggs, 28-7 Piedmont leads after another fumble and turnover for the Boomers, and Sam Cheap coming off with some help. Looks like he might have injured his knee, but we don't speculate, but he's walking off with some help off the field. Piedmont's going to have it first down and 10 from the Boomer 26-yard line.
Yeah, now we talk about, having to deal with those short fields again. Here you get another possession where they're starting on the plus side of things, so you got to bow up a bit.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Davis under center. Running back behind him. Receiver goes in motion. Davis lost the ball. The ball's on the ground. Who's got it? I think he might have got it back, but it was almost given right back to the Boomers.
Looks like Piedmont maybe going with some subs here, too. I'm seeing a few different numbers along the line, some of those things, so that might be something to watch as well here.
Still got Davis in at quarterback, right?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
but looks like they're getting a couple subs in as well, so which we know they go. Anybody that can play on offense, Coach Hall is not afraid to use them.
So second down and 10 officially for Piedmont, in no hurry with a 28-7 lead, 6:53 to go in the ball game. Two receivers over here now. Going to have one receiver to the near side, one to the far side as they get set. 4 seconds on the play clock. Davis under center gets snap. He's going to be back to pass, going to fire over here on the right side. It's intercepted! Oh, it's almost intercepted. And if it's intercepted by Max Cheap, he is going to go the distance. And he just dropped it.
Oh, he is mad at himself because, Brock, as you mentioned, he saw all that grass in front of him, knowing that if he picked that, he is untouched, unchallenged the other way.
I don't think even Caden Hendren would have caught him there.
No. It would have taken DK Metcalf, maybe, to be able to catch him.
Boy, you're really going into the NFL annuals now.
That was maybe the most impressive thing I've seen on a football field, watching Metcalf chase down.
Third down and 10. Hendren split out here to the near side. Levi Davis under center. Receiver comes in motion, going to hand it off to the guy. First guy through has big hole, 20-15, 10-5, touchdown. Piedmont, 26-yard touchdown run, and they've definitely slammed the door on the Boomers now with a 34-7 lead.
Yeah, Joey Mars and Brock Dietar right there on that dive play. That's really been the story tonight for Piedmont. Just capitalize on that. You mentioned they've got to be close to 10, 11 yards a carry on that dive play.
And it's nothing sexy. It's just blocked perfectly, and they're finding the holes. And
well, it's the speed at which they're able to get those first steps.
Exactly.
And it's impressive to watch.
Point after attempt upcoming. Snap back, high snap, ball's down, kick is on the way. It's long and it's good. 6:29 to go in the ball game. Boomers now trail 35-7, and probably going to see Wyatt Pope coming out for the quarterback as well in the next series for the Boomers.
Yeah, now I think here if you're the Boomers, obviously down 35-7. We talked about the good news of all this is no matter what,
you're in the playoffs.
You get a chance at the playoffs. Play in technically, yes, in the first round. Yep. Going to have to travel. But as we talked about, with Coach Lucha many times over the last couple seasons, you're in the toughest district in 5A.
Yes, you are.
You could legitimately go into this first round and say whatever 5A1 has to throw at us, we've seen better. And you're not getting El Reno, obviously, because we're not the last seed. So the good news is you get an Ardmore team that is definitely beatable. And it's a way to maybe get yourself, that momentum going again.
Ardmore's going to look at our 2-7 record and say, hey, they're not very good.
Right. No doubt.
But, we've shot ourselves in the foot a lot of the games this year. Granted, we play that 5A2 district as well. And Coach Lucius even said it. It's the toughest district, and once he gets out of 5A2, he feels good about himself. We felt good about ourselves going to Noble last year and had chances to win the ball game.
Absolutely. And I'd say you're going to go into that Ardmore game with probably better chances simply because – Ardmore is not what Noble was last year.
No.
That was the top seeded Noble that you had to deal with.
Kind of wanted to play Noble this year. They've struggled this year.
They've had some turnover for sure in terms of, they lost a lot of powerful seniors on that team.
So Fancher is going to kick off from his own 40-yard line. I think Max Cheap is back there to receive. Puts a boot into it. Oh, he whiffed on it. He completely whiffed on the ball, and that's definitely I've seen it all. I have never seen a kicker whiff on the kick, and the referee is going to wave off the flag. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to add the insult to injury. He just whiffed on the kick.
That's a kicker's worst nightmare.
And he's probably having a nice laugh with the official, too.
Oh, yeah. But it's like a pro golfer whiffing on the tee shot right there, right?
He did a Lucy.
Oh, man.
Where she pulls the ball out.
Blame Casper.
Charlie. What?
I said blame Casper in this instance because there's no holder. So.
That's right. We just passed Halloween, so you can blame Casper. Now he gets a huge boot into it. Max Chief's going to take it about the 10-yard line, around the 20, 25. Still going. He's going to be wrestled down about the 28-yard line. That's what it looks like. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 28.
Yeah, now, right here, I'm really interested to see what they do with Wyatt Pope. He had some good throws when he was in earlier there for a short bit. Maybe didn't look as comfortable as he was at the start of the season back there in the pocket, but we know he could throw it out a few times, and I think if you're going to take some deep shots, I would hope you're looking for Taylor Laird again because that seems to be the matchup, him and Brooks Whiteman, that you can maybe take advantage of here.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 29-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. That's Smits. Wyatt Pope in the shotgun gets a snap. He's going to roll over here to his left. Going to fire. Oh, almost intercepted by Mars. He jumped up and almost jumped up and caught the ball. And if he catches that, that's another 7.
Mars was basically spying right there on Wyatt Pope. And so when he rolls like that, we talked about how you got kind of, when you're rolling to that left as a righty, you got to be able to reset yourself, plant and throw. And Wyatt trying to go through those motions gave Mars obviously plenty of time to set himself up for that tip.
Jarek Thomas brings the play in. Second down and 10 for the Boomers at their own 29. 35-7 is the score. 6:19 to go in the ball game. Boomers trail by 28. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 back set. Wyatt Pope in the shotgun gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire the slant. It is almost caught but dropped by Jarek Thomas. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
Max Cheap also in the area, and I think maybe that was intended for Max Cheap originally. Ball tick underthrown, and then Jarek realizing that, kind of cutting the route and trying to get back to it, almost made a great diving catch.
3rd down and 10 for the Boomers from their own 29. 6:13 to go in the ball game. Sam Cheap is sitting up over here on the bench, so that's good news. He went out with an apparent knee injury. Hopefully it's not serious. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Boomers. Wyatt Pope in the shotgun snap. Friday goes in motion to the right side. He gets a snap. Wyatt's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire down the seam. He's got a receiver. It's off his hands, incomplete. He had Friday wide open at the 45, and he just dropped the pass.
Yeah, Friday had just kind of come open at the top of that post route. Because of that, I think it was a bit of a, it seemed to be a tighter window in Wyatt Pope's mind than what it turned out to be, and that's where the throw just kind of escaped him a little bit.
Boomers are going to punt. 6:08 to go in the ball game, and see if they got Hendren back there to receive the punt.
Also got, looks like maybe, I think that's Mars kind of in between, if you will, maybe trying to set up a block. So.
Yeah, it is Mars at the 40, Hendren's at the 30. I don't have a 7. So number 7's that quarterback.
We'll have to confirm if that's 7 or not. I think it is, but I can't tell as well here.
It might be 7 or 6. I don't know. But he's under center. Got receiver to one side and one to the other. Going to hand it off to Mars up the middle of the field. Gets across the 40-yard line. Falls forward to the 41. Give him the 40, gain of 3, 2nd down to 7.
It is number 7 at quarterback. Probably one of those freshmen that's not listed, so it happens. But it's still seeing Mars in there. I think they're going to get their backs, their reps still. So you're going to see, Johnny Jones, Mars, maybe Tatar, still getting some carries here.
35-7. Piedmont on top, 5:28 and counting in the ball game. One receiver to the far side, one to the near side, one back set. Freshman quarterback under center gets snapped. He's going to hand it off to the first guy through, and not doing anything over there is, I think,
it's Cannon Wood on the carry.
Cannon Wood over there on the carry. Might have given him a yard. Brings up a 3rd down and 7.
And it looks like for the Boomers, for the most part, keeping your starters in, obviously, here, getting those last couple reps. A lot of things you could kind of key in on to work on in the final 5 minutes with your starters here and, take into next week against Ardmore.
Two receivers to the far side. One back set. Freshman quarterback under center. 10 on the play clock. 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Hand off to the first guy through. He gets across to the 43-yard line. 2 yards in the play to bring up a 4th down and 4 for the Wildcats.
Really trying to give Wood those reps. It seems like at the tail end of this game as Piedmont, it looks like 4th and 4 here, they're going to punt.
Taylor Lair looks like he's going back to receive for the Boomers. He's going to stand right inside his, right at his 20.
That's Bo Phelps.
Bo Phelps into punt. That's their regular punter. Here's a snap. Maybe not.
They're going down to the last second.
Yep. They're going to take the delay of penalty, delay of game penalty.
Maximizing the time off the
Making
clock.
me maximize myself. I'm off on my call. That's going to be delayed game. Marching back 5 yards. 4th down and 9. 3:52 to go in the game.
Which that for me is kind of, we're literally talking the difference of a second. Because you snap that with 1 second left. The clock's going to continue to run while the ball's in the air. So it is what it is, though, I guess.
Hey, it's his team. He coaches the way he wants to. So 4th down and 9. Bo Phelps putting the boot into it right now. Short kick. It's going to take a little bit of a Wildcat roll to about the 31-yard line. That's where Boomers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line, down 35-7.
Taking over there, and
Wyatt Pope coming back out for the Boomers.
See if we maybe work on the run game a little bit here at the tail end. At this point, I don't know if there's much of a reason to try to air it out some more, especially knowing how Piedmont's brought that pressure all night long.
You want to get as safely as you can to the play-in.
Yep.
And as injury-free as you can with the play-in. 2 receivers stacked to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Wyatt Pope's getting ready to pass. He's going to swing it down the right side. It's complete to Max Cheaps, trying to get around about 4 or 5 Wildcats. Gets what he can. It's about 2 yards to the 32-yard line. Actually going to give him 1 yard to the 32. So it'll be 2nd down and 9, and Boomers got away with a false start, but they didn't call it. So
yeah, the line kind of popped up like, where's the flag,
2nd down and 9 upcoming for the Boomers. 3:34 to go in the ball game. Actually didn't give him any yards on that. 2nd down and 10. Back to pass is Pope. He's going to fire over here on the left side to Nash Hunter. Big boy has it. 40, 45, and gets across midfield, dragging a couple Wildcats. Still going across the 45 and gets down to the 41-yard line, 42-yard line. Big boy just made a Wildcat. He just took it in his grill, and Taylor Laird coming over as good sportsmanship to check on the Wildcat. The Nash just went right over.
Yeah, that was that effort you want to see at the end of a ball game like this. Cole Riggs looks like he's the one.
He's a starter too, and
one of the receivers.
He's still out there on defense, and he took it hard to Nash Hunter, but he pops up. Looks like he's going to be okay, but the initial hit, Nash just popped him, and then went for another 10 yards after he pops him.
Yeah, definitely some hard collisions out there tonight, no doubt. We talked about it was going to be kind of that tough game.
I love getting Nash out in space on those swing passes.
Oh, it's scary.
It is scary. Yeah, it is scary for a defender, and I think maybe we should use more of that. So we'll see if that is something that we look into maybe doing more next week.
I want to see Nash go down the seam one time in the slot.
Yeah.
just to see what happens.
No hurdling. No hurdling. Can't do that.
He's got the hops.
We'll get the flag.
If he has to Randy Moss somebody, I'm down for that. Let's get it.
1st out of 10 for the Boomers at the Piedmont 42-yard line. We've officially lost control of this broadcast. 2 receivers the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set. Wyatt Pope in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. Going to fire over here on the near side. It's going to be intercepted, and that's probably going to be all she wrote for the ball game with 3:09 to go.
A tight window there that Wyatt Pope was trying to fit into. He had Aaron Friday kind of down the sideline, but there's double coverage, and just misplaced the ball a bit, and then Brooks Whiteman turns on it, gets that pick.
And that is the 5th turnover?
Yeah,
that's the 5th turnover tonight, and just something that has unfortunately been the theme of this team this year. especially in the losses. And we're going to have 7 of them, but you're still playing next week. You're still going to have a chance to advance, and you get out of 5A too as well. So that's more important. So first down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 21-yard line. Receiver to the far side, one to the near side, one back set. I believe we still have the freshman quarterback out there. He's under center. Gets a snap. He's going to hand it off on the left side. Gets through initially the first would-be tacklers, still dragging tacklers, still Boomers trying to still get him on the ground. Nash Hunter comes out with the ball and tried to go to the end zone, but they're going to just call him dead on the forward progress.
Yeah. Yeah, like Nash.
He's playing until the whistle, until the end of the game. 3 minutes exactly to go in the ball game. So Piedmont advances it up to the 23-yard line. So 2 yards on the play, second down and 8.
And I imagine it's just going to be a series of dives here by Piedmont. We've already seen it, but it's just going to be Camden Wood pretty much getting a dive, and getting a dive.
2 receivers to the far side, one to the near, one back set. You know, Coach Lucian did say they run that dive play about 95% of the time. Here it is again. Going to be taken up the middle. The ball's on the ground. I thought it was. Is it? It is. It's a fumble recovered by the Boomers. And so Boomers getting a chance to put some more points on the board with 2:37 to go in the game.
Get a little bit of that momentum at the end of the game. Not the worst thing after kind of a rough night for sure.
So they'll have the ball at the 22-yard line at the Wildcat 22. So first and 10. They got short field to work with. Try to get 7 more on the board and make this one a little bit more respectable. Wyatt Pope will bring the troops out. One receiver to the far side, 3 to the near side, a one-back set. Pope in the shotgun. Parker Smith is out back there on the right shoulder of Pope in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to the near side. He's going to throw into the end zone. It's almost intercepted. No, it's going to be incomplete, and he wanted it too. And is that the same guy that just took the shot? I think it is.
Yeah, Cole Riggs.
He wanted that one after he got laid out by Nash Hunter.
I thought he almost. I mean,
it was close.
He somehow found a way to tip that to himself, and had it not been just a little slight bobble on the ground,
that would be buzzing down to the referee if we're in a college game for sure. But second down and 10 from the 22. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Empty set by himself as Pope in the shotgun.
Taking a shot to the end zone again.
Let's see if Piedmont's going to bring the house. Post back to pass. He's going to roll to his right. Now he's going to take off on his own. He's going to get drugged down from behind for a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, Piedmont went 5-on-5 there in terms of defensive line versus offensive line. And it looks like one of their it was Ramirez there, number 60, one of their backup D lineman got in there and just put on a nice swim move. And that's how he got that pressure initially.
Third down and actually they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. So third down and 10. Boy, that's generous. Thought he didn't make it, but it's third down and 10. And an empty set once again. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Back by him is Loathsome as Wyatt Pope in the shotgun gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's going to fire down the seam. Got a receiver in the end zone. Did he catch it? It's no good and incomplete.
Max Cheap
almost had it.
Tried to, it looked like him going for a rebound, trying to sky over just a couple Wildcats. Couldn't quite reel it in. He's been a bit frustrated tonight. You got to tip the cap to the Wildcats for really, you've talked about how they've just taken them away with some of those matchups.
Minute 39 to go in the ball game. Fourth down and 10. This is the last gas for the Boomers to try and get some more points on the board. Receiver, 3 of them go to the far side once again, 1 to the near, 1 back set. That's Smith's over here on the left shoulder, Pope in the shotgun. He gets a snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's under pressure, going to flow it up for grabs. It's intercepted, and he might take this one to the house. 30, 35, 40, and finally down is Caden Hendren.
Brooks Whiteman there.
Brooks Whiteman on the interception and spikes the ball to the ground. Luckily, he didn't get a flag there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chippiness on the end. So.
Lucky he didn't get a flag there for unsportsmanlike conduct because that's not – you don't need that. But it's 35-7 with a minute 28 to go in the game.
And another situation, Brock, where Piedmont just kind of pin their ears back on 4th and 10. And, I mean, when we say sent the house, folks, you saw it right there.
That was Texas against OSU in overtime on Spencer Sanders last week.
I think at least about 7 or 8 down, stacking the box there.
That was zero
Piedmont.
blitz.
Yeah,
that was zero blitz.
Absolutely.
So Piedmont has it. Minute 28 to go in the game. They're going to take a couple knees and get out of here with the win. Here's the first knee taken right there. Clock will roll. Boomer's going to drop to 2-7 on the year, 2-4 in the district. Will finish 5th in the district, and that means they will play Ardmore next week, a 4-5 matchup down in, is that Murray County?
Oh, boy.
Garvin County? It's one of my Oklahoma history teachers probably saying, Brock, really? I didn't teach you anything? It's down there. It's Murray or Garvin or one of those two, I think. 55 seconds to go in the game. Piedmont's going to take one more knee, I believe. Should do it. Piedmont's going to have a home game against Noble, so they will play Noble next week. 40 seconds to go, 35 on the play clock.
Quick update on our game of the week over there on KZZW. Laverne clinches it 50-16 final.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's going to be a shocker. It's definitely talked about.
There's the final knee, and that's going to do it as Piedmont's going to come to Woodward County and take care of the Boomers tonight. 35-7 drops the Boomers to 2-7 on the year. They will improve to 4-3 and 2-2 in the district, and they will play Noble next week at home. It's looking like the Boomers will take that track down to Ardmore next week to take on the Tigers, the Ardmore Tigers. So we're going to keep it right here. We'll have a conversation with Coach Lucian here in just a minute. And, partner, 6 turnovers tonight.
Yeah, I think that's part of the story. We've talked about how in some of these losses that definitely kind of rears its ugly head a bit, trying to put together drives.